EJ Boxing live, ready to talk about some boxing. What's going on, man? I got my man Chino coming in. Man, we're ready to get into it, boy. 50 Cent, part of the game, official tune. EJ Boxing here, live, ready to go, man. Let's bring in my man Chino. Chino! What's going on? What's going on, brother? How you doing? You right?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. I'm trying to recover, man, for Tuesday. You see my legs? Bro. My legs have gone, man.
Yeah, it was tough. What's up? Yeah. Let's go. We got YG in the chat. Yeah, boy, training. Hey, listen, Steve. Where's Steve? Steve turned it up, bro. For that me. When I being Steve don't play around, bro.
Yeah, man.
He turned the training up.
Today's session for me was a bit of a rough one.
It was gonna be like that, but you know what? That actually was hardest. That's actually one of the hardest ones, though. I mean, how you gonna do pad, yeah? And in 2 seconds, next you know you're running around the whole track like sprinting.
Literally, at one point I was walking, man. I was like, nah, man. 2 months out, and you want me to sprint around? Nah, man. That's long.
Yeah. It was long, but that was his. But you know the thing is, I looked at it as like them others are quite fit, so they could go. But like it's for the first time coming.
Yeah.
It's taxing, but you know what I mean. But it's all good. It's all good.
Anyway, I'll get there, man. I think give me a week, man.
Yeah, 100%. So let's talk about the matter at hand, boy. Call out. Devin Haney is the Manchu for. No, Ryan Garcia is the Manchu.
Yeah, I saw that. You know.
Yeah, go ahead. Talk on it.
I think it's too early. I can't lie. Just let this guy just enjoy his pride for a bit. You get me? Let him enjoy what happened, what he accomplished yesterday, and then we can move on to the bigger things.
You don't think he's ready for the thing is, if he's got the thing is, what the thing about boxing here? Go on.
No, after you, go on.
No, the thing about boxing is like, why? If that's the case, when you beat someone like Luke, who's highly rated, who's never been stopped, and put you on the ground, that just shows you like, right? And them other guys, Luke always gives guys trouble. YG, you got the link already, YG. I've dropped you on your private thing already, YG. Yeah, like Luke always gives people trouble, and like none of them guys to stop him, but he's been worn down, and you go in and stop him in a knockdown drag affair, bruv. Like the people want to now. The level's gone up now. People want more.
It's a big thing.
Yeah,
100%.
But it is. The people.
Do you want to stick him in the deep end to the? You want to stick him in the deep end to the point where he might just lose all of that, and then his ratings are going to go down because people are going to say, "Well, that was too early, and clout just got to him."
Bruv, like sometimes, Chino, man, it's about excitement, bruv. You got the people want more. The people,
no.
Man come in. Look how man came in like Julius Caesar, and he's man wearing that crown. And now, if you're really the king, well, there's a challenger right there. So it's like, you know, hold on 1 minute. So it's for entertainment value. 1 minute. Oh yeah, for entertainment value, bro. You have to step your game up, bro.
You have to fit. Yeah, you do. Yeah, man. I think if they're gonna do it, they should do it towards the end of the year, man. Not now, not anytime soon.
No, anytime soon. What are you see? You know, you sound like you. Are you trying? Are you talking from a business or are you talking from a fan? Because a fan, I'm like, bro. Right now. Right now. Listen to this, yeah. They've like professional boxing. They've cancelled for January. Professional boxing. There's no professional boxing in January. So you see how you're saying like, we can wait. There's no time. We ain't got no time anymore. It's like we're running out. Right? I mean, like that's the other day we was going like say we've got big things going on and we haven't, like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, they're young. Yeah. Even if they fought in the amateurs, like Devin Haney and him fought in the amateurs like 4 times, I believe. You know what I mean? And like, so I'm on. We're gonna bring in my man YG from New York. What's up, YG?
Yo, what's going on, panel? What's going on to the chat, man?
Yeah.
You caught me off guard when he said it. Oh, it's too early.
Well, would you? My man Chino said.
Yeah, I know. I know. I was talking to Chino. I said he caught me off guard when he said it was too early.
Well, what you mean?
Yo, my bro, how you doing?
I mean, cause that is right on time. After you get a knockout like that, announce that you challenge it for the title. Let's get it going.
But let me so in your opinion, do you think after that performance he could beat a Devin Haney?
I like his chances versus Devin Haney more than him versus Tiafimo or Tank.
So you mean that means you don't think he's gonna win? Then that's what you're saying.
What versus Devin Haney?
Yeah.
Nah. I said I like his chances. I think you know how that go. I need to.
No, I know, man.
I need to see a little bit what he's gonna look like
he ain't gonna be
camp and stuff.
He ain't beating Devin Haney. I think they thought you can't tell me on that performance he's beating no Devin there. That's what Mantino's saying. He's saying like, yo, on that performance you need to hold back. You need to pull back, bro.
Well,
because
I mean,
he coming like an emperor. You know what I mean? This guy's coming like an emperor, like it's everything. And then that it was great performance. No. But my man's waiting there, like, yo, I'm the dude, yeah. You need your challenge for my belt. And Devin Haney is looking like it's funny because you look at Ryan Garcia and he rolls with Canelo and he's like more like Oscar. And then you look at Devin Haney, they probably say he's next Floyd. But you really, when it comes down to it, you're not gonna pick against Devin Haney, are you? Really, YG?
Yeah, because look at Devin Haney's last performance. He didn't. It's not like he's not going out there. He's putting out good performance, but he's not really a world beater. He's not a guy that's gonna knock you out. So
that's a good point as well, you know.
What I'm looking at too, and this was the same thing that happened with Tiafimo. Y'all seen him fight a tall, rangy fighter and didn't look that spectacular, and then the next opponent you put him in against, the reach advantage is a little bit better. The opponent's not that tall, so the things that made him look awkward is not there. So the thing that I'm looking at, why I say not Tiafimo, not Tank, is because the power. Those two guys will counterpunch you, spark you, and can get you out of there. Where Devin, he's more of a box you, and it's gonna go 12 rounds. So, with that being said, I give Ryan Garcia a chance to land that left hook. Like I said, what you know what I called it on the chat and on Facebook? I called it was gonna be the left hook because that's what he's looking to land that punch.
All right, we say it to you.
I just think, listen, business-wise, that will pop. That will definitely pop. Everyone's gonna tune in. Everyone's gonna do their thing. 100%. We all know that. Boxing-wise, like from a boxer, like obviously we got boxing mindsets. Yeah, I just think it's a bit too early. I say just wait it out. Let him enjoy this little phase he has. Let's say, because this little phase he has is, let's be real, it's not really gonna last. I'm not underestimating the guy, man. This guy knows how to box. Man. He's got power and he's got speed. Like best believe, the last person I want to get hit with any of them shots in it. I'll be real with you.
Yeah.
So
that's right.
So in my opinion, I say cool off for a bit and then jump back on in around maybe even June, October, just so he can get a bit more, a bit more training and advice from Canelo and all of them, man.
Yeah, now I understand that, but in the same breath, don't you think Devin Haney's gonna get better? So why wait? If you wait to any longer, you're gonna let him just get better. Because look at his last performance. He wasn't really like I said earlier, like that wasn't really a world beater performance.
He was dead.
So if you let him, like all of them guys down there is gonna get when I say down there, I mean in the lower weight classes. That's young. They're just gonna get better. So if he waits it out, it's like he's just gonna let Devin get better and more experience of being the champion. So he's better off just fighting him now. And like what I was about to say, if you was gonna go for the money value, then the fight would be against Tank, because if them two fight, that's gonna be on pay-per-view. But him fighting Devin Haney is gonna be on the zone. That's not gonna be a pay-per-view fight. It's not gonna be a pay-per-view fight.
Well, but you're right. But the zone
so if you go business wise, the best fight is Tank. Mm-hmm. But for the career wise,
let me ask you this, yeah. When you say let them fight, do you mean let them? You said let them fight now. When's now though? Are you talking June? Talking?
Yeah, his next fight up June when they be able to fight. He'll be able to fight in June, maybe June, May. he didn't really sustain no real damage. He probably take the 2 months off, take February, March off,
he's ready.
then get back to train in June. Then he come back in June. If it's that good of a fight, they could run it back in December. So that to me, that would be the best course of action.
It's a good fight.
Because he got the type like that.
Because
what I was thinking about the Tank thing, because Tank basically doesn't even have a title in the division. So if he fights Tank, that is just a money grab because that's going on pay-per-view. Now, if you want to further things on, you fight Devin Haney for the title, and then that probably you have to run that back one time in December. Then you could probably look to unify with Teofimo next year. Because of course, if Devin Haney loses the title, I think Eddie should.
Who do you think is going to win?
Of Ryan Garcia fights Devin Haney, I'm really kind of leaning towards Ryan right now. I really am.
You think so?
Going off their last performances, and the same factor why I got I got Ryan Garcia losing to Tank and Teofimo, because those guys got the power to get you out there. Ryan's more going to box you. Devin Haney's going to more box you and win on the scorecards. Where like those other three guys, they're looking at spark to get you out of there. So that's where I look. That's why I really feel like him versus those three opponents, Devin Haney versus those three opponents, he's almost fighting an uphill battle because he could be winning the rounds, but it only takes one good connect, and then the other guy celebrating in the ring.
I mean, we saw it though. We saw it in the thing, in the Luke fight. All it took was one punch. That's it. One punch. The guy was crying on the floor, man.
And we've already seen what Tank has done.
That's all it
in the and what you call Teofimo haven't got a knockout in his last two fights, but the power is still there. We already know that Lomachenko was going to put on a good defensive performance. So really sparking to stop him, that was going to be a stretch. So but I don't know versus
Coach. What do you think?
You was asking EJ.
What do you think
about what?
What do you call it?
Yeah.
Let's say he wins that fight, yeah. Or let's say he loses. Where does he go then?
If who loses, Ryan Garcia?
Yeah, let's say Ryan Garcia loses, yeah. Where does he start?
If he loses that fight, he just basically there's plenty of 135ers that he still could fight, and we also got a couple of people from 130 moving up too.
So you're saying that he has to start again, basically, then?
I mean, it's not really start again because remember, the division is two people that got titles. It's Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez. So after that, I mean, he can still make the Tank fight, but I doubt it if he gets outboxed by Devin Haney. I don't know if they're really going to want to throw him in there with Tank after that.
Nah, not yet, man. Not yet. Nah, definitely.
Yeah,
not.
and it's like, and Tank last fight was at 130, so that basically, he still has to move up the fight at 135, and it's the same. He's basically
Tank is dangerous, man.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely is, but basically moving forward, like I said before, like a Devin Haney, a guy who can really outbox you, and he'll be looking for that power punch all night, and he could lose. I could see him losing that fight 8-4 if he just goes in there looking for the power punch. That's the dangerous part about Devin Haney. That you can look
what
up.
about their friendship though?
What friendship? Devin Haney and Tank is not cool.
No, not Tank. Devin Haney and Garcia.
Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia is cool. That's news to me.
Nah, man, they're
friends, man. Yeah, they're friends, man.
So why did Devin Haney said that Ryan Garcia just has a bunch of Instagram followers? The way he was
friends. Hold up, 1 minute. 1 minute. Let me just show you something. So they fought like 4 times in the amateurs, right? Four times they fought, and Devin Haney won 3 out of 4. And like Devin Haney said, Devin Haney said a lot of stuff, right? But the main thing we came out of it is like, I don't really want to fight my friend. You know what I mean? Say friends. So they friends, right? They know each other. They know each other well. And as you know, in the amateurs, if you don't know, in the amateurs, people become friendly, especially when they fought each other 4 times with their dads. You know, they both got their dads there. They're friends, right? They know each other well. But in terms of the public, they're building up. So he doesn't really want to fight him particularly, right? If anything, he's Devin Haney said, I'll fight him. If not, they don't want to take the fight. I'll fight Javier Fortuna. But really and truly, they have a friendship. You get me? So he's not really looking for that kind of fight. I think that's why they're looking for the tank. Devin Haney is never really particularly wanted to say, I need to fight Ryan Garcia. He's always said, I want to fight Teofimo Lopez or I want to fight Lomachenko. That's the fight.
The guys that was up, because you got to think about it. Even now, Devin Haney's been ahead of Ryan Garcia. The only thing that he's following Ryan Garcia, that he's behind Ryan Garcia, is
what's he in front of? Like who's the biggest draw? Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia?
Biggest draw. Devin Haney is a champion, and Ryan Garcia.
Answer the question. Who's the biggest draw? Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia? Who draws the most money?
Well, they say that Devin Haney gets paid more than those guys.
No.
That's what
whether they think I'm talking about like proven Instagram followers and blatantly selling out places and popping. Yeah, Chino, who's the bigger draw? Chino?
Yeah, it's Ryan, man. Ryan. All the way.
Everyone knows, right? Yeah, he's drawing money now. Right now, YG, if you're eating there, you can put yourself.
No, that's not me. Go ahead. That's not me though.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, like what I'm saying is that the bigger draw is that he's bringing in the cash, right? I say he's bringing in money, like he's on the same kind of where Tank is, because I thought Tank's the biggest draw, but right now Ryan's looking like he's a player. What do you think, Chino?
Sorry. Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. He's definitely the money drawer right now, man. Forget everyone else, man. This guy's got everything he needs, man. He's got the Instagram followers. He's got probably the Snapchat thing as well. He's got everything. He's got Twitter popping off as well. So you got to look at it from that aspect as well, man. Forget boxing as like for a moment. Let's think business. Ryan will basically bring in the money, and I can't lie. With whoever he goes against, anyone he goes against is gonna draw money. So he can go against bloody Lopez for the sake of it, and he'll still get money, even though he'll get slapped up in there.
But I hear what y'all saying, but what y'all missing out on, right? Yes, the Instagram followers and stuff. But when I said Devin Haney was ahead of him, Devin Haney was being mentioned to fight Lomachenko and Campbell for the title when Ryan Garcia was still fighting 8-round fights. So are you saying who's following him on Instagram and stuff? When I say somebody's ahead of him, he was ahead of him in boxing, he's still ahead of him. That's where things is getting a little bit misconstrued when you start talking about things that's outside of boxing and the rankings and all of that. Devin Haney was ahead of him. So that's why I said
Devin Haney's a champion. If Devin is ranked, you talk now. You don't see. You have to be.
No,
like,
he was no, but he just
rank. He's ranked higher than him. That's the word. But what I'm saying is that that's not what I asked. That's not what I asked. Talking about who's drawing in the bucks, bro. Like right now, Ryan Garcia is that dude right now. You know what I mean? And Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, because he was there, that's the fight they're talking about. Like, but when it comes down to it, like this is what we're talking about. I don't think Devin's cool. Devin will take the fight. He'll fight him, no doubt. I ain't got no problem about that. I don't think, and this is the thing when me and Chino were saying, I don't think Ryan Garcia's people want to do that right now, because if he goes in there right now, he gets punched up. He loses all that momentum. If you're in your amateurs and you lost 3 out of the 4, you obviously know that this man's got your number. In a longer duration of rounds, 12 rounds, you get me. He's probably gonna get the better of you. You know what I mean? He's just the way it is. You know what I mean? Devin Haney's more seasoned, And I don't see anyone. If you don't want to go out and make a pick, I will. Devin Haney will beat him, and that's what Chino and I'ma say. He's gonna beat him. And like, yeah, he still draws the most money. Devin Haney is ranked higher than him, but Devin Haney can't get the big fights because he don't draw the money, and that's what the prize fight is about. It's about drawing the most money in. You know what I mean? You could be ranked higher than anyone. It doesn't matter. It's who draws the most money. And Ryan Garcia, regardless of belts and that, he can do what he wants. Like, because you know you're gonna get paid. That's where it's at.
Yeah, definitely.
But when y'all say the big fights,
I think the boxing.
Hold on 1 minute, YG. Go on, Chino. See what you're saying, Chino? Go ahead.
I'm thinking. I'm saying. I think boxing is it's kind of going to money, man. It's not even about the fights anymore, man. It's just about money now, isn't it? It's just getting like that.
Yeah, the pro game's about money.
They probably think.
Yeah, go on. Go ahead.
But
go ahead,
you finished? Because what I was about to say is, like, let's not act like when y'all say, yo, he's a bigger draw, and I'm thinking like, how is he a bigger draw when so which one of his fights more people attended than Devin Haney? Because neither one of them, let's look at neither one of them ain't fight nobody.
No, hold up. Let's look at it. So look at Devin Haney. Look at any of Devin Haney's fights, right? First off, which fight was he main event? First off,
that's what I'm saying.
I'm asking you. Devin Haney.
That's why I said.
Yeah. No, but what I'm saying, Devin Haney. Yeah, but Ryan. 1 minute, because we're just talking. Ryan Garcia was the main event yesterday. That's what we do know. In a card that the majority of people and loads of people watch, sport writers and everything, right? First card of the new year. Loads of percent are talking about it. On every YouTube channel, everyone's talking about it. Now, on the contrary, Devin Haney hasn't got that big name in pro. I think the Gamboa fight was his big main event. So you look at the guy. So let's go by Gamboa, Devin Haney, and let's look at Luke Campbell and Ryan Garcia. Out them two events in their both like big name of fights, who drew the most money and who drew the most attention?
That's what I was about to say. Who would know? Both of those fights were in the pandemic.
No, you're not answering the question.
So what do we?
Who drew the most money?
That's what I'm saying. So basically, right? How can you go by? I'm saying, EJ. How can you go by a draw if there was no gate? It was basically no gate.
Hold on. It's on the zone.
They had 6,000 people.
Yeah. It's on the zone. There's a gate. There's still the gate. There's still money on the gate. Even though it's on the app, it's still money on the gate, and it's still a draw. There's still numbers there, right? People still attend, and then you got the viewers attend. Maybe not attendance. You're probably right. So we're talking about the viewership, right? So the viewership. So if we look at the viewership numbers, compared to Ryan Garcia and the viewership numbers and Devin Haney, who got the most viewership numbers?
Yeah, but that he's fighting Luke Campbell at look.
He's fighting Gamboa. Who's a bigger name? Who's a bigger name, Gamboa or Luke Campbell?
Luke Campbell was a bigger name from yesterday than Gamboa was when Devin Haney just fought him.
Luke Campbell's a bigger name than Gamboa.
Yeah.
Who's a better fighter, Luke Campbell or Gamboa?
Gamboa might have had a better career. Gamboa might have had a better career.
Professionally, Gamboa is a better. But what I'm trying to tell you, when it came down to the matter, it doesn't matter. Ryan Garcia can draw flies. It don't matter when he fight, he's drawing numbers. And what I'm trying to say to you is that ultimately when it comes down to negotiation, when it comes to the table, and it's like you're looking at Devin Haney and you're looking at Ryan Garcia, most people would want to fight Ryan Garcia because again, Chino said, and I said, he looked vulnerable. Man went down hard, like, you know what I mean? Devin Haney ain't been down as a pro. Devin Haney been down as a pro, Chino?
No, but he ain't fighting nobody to put that pressure on him.
Gamboa's, in my opinion, Gamboa's better than Luke Campbell.
Yeah, but look at this, right? And I was about to remind you about something. You know, yesterday, right? That fight, like, even though they're promoting Ryan Garcia, but that fight was basically a UK card. Because what did they do? They fought in Texas, but it was really on UK time.
Hold up. So, how many UK fighters were on the card?
How many UK fighters were on the card? Didn't they have what, like 3 people? They had
you tell me.
They had like two people on the undercard. They had the guy. I don't know those guys' name, but EJ, the fight, the fight was not on. Hold on, EJ. You asked me a question. Let me answer your question. Let me answer your question.
Yeah, go ahead.
The fight, what I was specifically pointing to, is that the fight was basically on the UK time because the card started at 5 o'clock.
What time is it over here? What time is it over here?
At 5 o'clock. That's 9 o'clock your time.
1:47.
Yeah,
so that's not the time.
No, that's late. That's
That's 9 o'clock. That's what time fights start.
Yo, hold up, man. You're just getting that. You getting too much. I'm trying to show you, Zan. I'm trying to show you something. UK time. Hold up. I'm telling you, UK start cards in UK start at 6. They don't start at 9. Yeah, they don't start 9. So I'm saying what they did, they compromised, but that's not a UK card. It wasn't. That's what I'm saying. There were no UK love UK. It was Latino. It was De La Hoya. It was Latino fight. Now they made it comparable. No, they made it comparable that people could tune in to watch New Campbell for the main event, but really it's for the Latino, right? We could watch it. It wasn't that as late as normal, like 2 a.m. But at the same time, that De La Hoya's card. It was to promote a lot of their Latino fighters. Now, right? What we're saying is that who's the bigger draw? And you're saying in your mind, you're saying they're both the same. That's what you're saying, right?
That Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. Basically because it really the reason why that biggest fight, it really was the other guy. Remember, basically right now, what I'm trying to say, EJ, when we watch them fight, unless we really watching who they're fighting against and what the other guy's really going to bring to them. Because right now, they're really unproven. The main part of that fight yesterday was that Ryan Garcia got knocked down and got back up. Why? Because we didn't really see him in there with no competition.
You're right.
So that was the main thing. Now, the point that you're pointing out too with Devin Haney, that he ain't been in that position. He ain't been knocked down yet. He ain't even been in a close fight. Like, he's basically going in the ring, and whoever they put him in there, that's not to his fault because they've been trying to make fights with him. But the division is so kind of top heavy where on his way up, he's basically grasping at straws because the people he's calling out, they don't want to fight him yet because he wasn't really a big enough draw. As far as what I'm saying, the Lomachinkos and the Lomachinkos didn't really want to fight him yet because it was really nothing to gain for him. He wanted to go for the titles. Devin Haney didn't even have a title, so that's why he ended up giving up the WBC title, and they made the franchise thing and all of that foolishness that happened right there. And then from there, he been calling out guys that's really not even in the division. They was talking about making the Gary Russell fight. And they was looking for opponents. It's just, like, that's why I said both of them was in the same predicament. That's how he ended up finally getting Ryan Garcia.
Why? What's your point? You just like what's your point?
My point is that the fight is good for them to make now because right now both of those guys are really the only thing that's separating them.
You saying this your fight now, YG? You said
it's because it's basically the same thing when It's basically the same thing when Joshua fought when he fought White. When he fought Dillian White, because they're both good prospects, except he got the title. They're both good prospects. It's a good time to make the fight now.
Yeah, I got you.
No sense to wait.
Yeah, we got you. Chino, you didn't see what Chino said. What do you think, Chino?
Yo.
You still there? You still wait, bro? Why you long-winded with it? Go ahead.
Yeah. Man, I'm gonna keep this nice, short, simple, innit?
Go ahead, Chino. Why you think the fight? Why you want to see the fight? Go ahead.
You see, Ryan, cool. He won nicely yesterday. Yeah. Right now, he's probably thinking, "Cool, I'm indestructible," or something along them lines. Yeah, I want everyone now. But no, he needs to take a step back here because me and you both know that if he goes up against any of them three, it's a wrap.
Trust.
Yeah, he's a good boxer. He's sick, but he's not at that level yet. Not yet. Definitely not now. I think he still needs to I think he needs one bout with one bum, from the weight to get him just in the right mindset. He's going to win, obviously, or hopefully. If he ends up winning that, he'll still have his confidence. Then he could use all that experience, confidence, blah blah. Go to the next fight against one of the main three, and then we'll be able to see the real him. Do you get it? So I feel like it's just. I think that's why I said December. So at least he can get a fight during June or whenever, like as early as possible with a bum, and then later on with one of the big ones.
So what I want to ask you is, how do putting Ryan Garcia in there with a bum, right? Somebody that he's going to spark out in 3 rounds. How is that going to prepare you for a Devin Haney fight? So that's what I'm saying. And then
no, it's not about preparing him. Go on.
It's not so like this is what I'm trying to say. How is that?
It's about his confidence. Ryan is a confident boxer, man, and he. In my opinion, if I had to focus on one thing, I'd want him to boost up his confidence to the max. Because, yeah, he got dropped from Luke, but he got up as if nothing happened. That's all. That comes from confidence, man. That comes from his heart. So if he goes in with a bum, yeah, and let's say he doesn't even knock him out, he just focuses on his boxing, but he's definitely going to win the rounds, yeah? He's going to win the rounds, but he focuses on his boxing and still ends up winning somehow. Bro, he's not only is he building his confidence, but he's actually building his boxing technique. So then, what he's learned in that fight, he can adapt it to his training camp after a month, and then after that, he's ready to fight. He can fight Devin Haney, Tank, or whoever he wants to fight. But in my opinion, if I had to choose one of them 3 fights, I'd say Devin Haney because Tank and Lopez is a bit too. It's a bit far fetched for him. Do you get it?
I mean, again, where I said, yeah, the Tank thing with the power, that's the only thing. But if you look at the measurements and all of that, then he's good. The reason why I'm saying he should take that fight now, because if he waits, like how you saying he wait, like say now if he do this, what you saying, right? He waits, takes another fight, and now Tank fights Devin Haney. Right, so now he can miss out. He can miss out on a beautiful opportunity because the way it's written up right now, he can go into the Devin Haney fight, right? Possibly win that, become the champion, and then have a real leg to stand on when he go and fight Tank on the pay-per-view, because then he would be considered the champ. But that's another thing that these guys is gonna be fighting for. That who's the A side and the B side. But if Ryan goes in there and fights Devin Haney and becomes the champion, he can kill all of that noise because now he's a WBC champion.
Yeah, that's
he
perfect.
has the Instagram followers.
That's fine.
And now I'm defending the title.
I agree with you. But now let me ask you this: what if he loses? Remember, all it takes is a punch. What if he loses?
If he loses to Devin Haney?
To be honest with you, if he loses, he has to start again. It's not like he's gonna straight jump into.
If he loses to Devin Haney, he gets outboxed.
Bro, if he loses, yeah. If he loses to Devin Haney, he has to start again. It's as simple as that. He has to go. I wouldn't say he has to start all the way from the bottom, but he'd have to start during like in the middle. Go for like average boxers. Someone that will give him a challenge, someone that will boost his confidence. Because remember, once he loses, that confidence is all gonna go, man. It's all gonna go. So whilst he still has that confidence, I say boost it up a bit more. So when it's the Devin Haney fight or the Tank or the Lopez, he's got the confidence already. He's got that extra, what should I say, extra leg on, like you said, and extra leg that's supporting him. And the main support that he's got is the confidence and the fans. That's what it is. Like that whole arena was 6,000 people, and I say 5,000 of them was rooting for him. If that's not fans, then I don't know what is, man.
No, I hear that part, but the thing about it, when I said the division is top heavy, right? And I hear what you're saying, because either way it goes, is basically a 4-horse race, basically, because we don't nobody knows what Lomachenko is doing right now, so we don't know, is he moving down to 130? So it's really a 4-horse race, really. So
yeah.
So basically, if he loses that, he's still waiting around in the wings because the other three they're gonna mix and match. So basically, he's still gonna have a chance. So even if he loses to Devin Haney, right, and then Teofimo, he fights one of his mandatories, like however that go, because he got 3 titles, so he got mandatories up the wazoo right now. And then eventually,
wazoo. What's the wazoo? What that?
He just got a lot of I didn't want to curse, so I just said wazoo. But he got mandatory that he has to handle until he figure out so they work out that WBC situation. So basically he has to go that route. Now if he loses to Ryan Garcia loses to Devin Haney, he can still make the Tank fight because like y'all said, he has a following. The following and the Tank thing, that's still going to be there. And unless you're saying that he's going to go and fight Devin Haney and get outclassed in his 10 rounds to 2, I don't think it's going to be that swing. I think that's going to be a more 7-5, 8-4 situation. So basically, that's still something to build on. If he gets outboxed by him, remember, like I said, the dimensions of him fighting Tank, the believers and the followers. Like basically, you can still make that fight, and Tank still needs somebody to fight anyway. He still needs a dancing partner at 135 too. It's only he can't really go down and fight none of those other guys. I mean, he can do it, but not too many people really want to see it, and we're not gonna want that on pay-per-view. Like Tank wants to fight on pay-per-view, so basically he has to fight the other top 3 or Lomachenko, like the Lomachenko at any weight class. At one of those weight classes, that fight is there for him too, since they've been promoting that. But he basically trying to stay on pay-per-view, so he has to make that fight. So really, there is really no big reset button for any of those 3 guys those 4 guys at the top of the weight class because it's really nowhere to go. There's really at this point, like we're tired of. We don't want to see no more tune-up fights because we're not settled enough that those guys ain't fight nobody. So now it's time to get the fight in.
Why'd you got a lot to say? But let me get in real quick. Go ahead. Yeah, thank you, YG. YG got that. So anyway, yeah. Listen. I think for boxing, I think and this is the thing about a new generation. I hear what Chino and YG saying. Then we gotta remember the world's in a pandemic, and round the corner we don't know what's going on. I'm just saying, I'm not getting paid. But in terms of entertainment, that fight yesterday was great for boxing. Like, you know what I mean? It was great. Like, Luke can go back and say, yo, you tried your best, you know what I mean? But you probably done. You might have to go domestic. Ryan goes on. Now, if Ryan goes on, and then let's say the Devin Haney fight goes in, Bob, it's all talks again. It's good. And remember, these guys are only in their 20s. So if they lose, they're still good to go to come back. So for my liking, I want to see it. I want to see it. If they can do it next, I want it. Most likely not, because he said he's got Javier Fortuna, which is a really good fight. Javier Fortuna versus Devin Haney is a really tricky fight. Javier Fortuna can bang. I remember that was Lopez's one of his favorite fighters. I look forward to that fight right there. So that's gonna be no easy getting past Javier Fortuna. That's the thing. If you wait around, there's other guys right behind you. You know, in our boxing it's like a pyramid. If you're at the top, there's other people scaring to the top. And when they get up there, they as a sport is younger, meaner guys. I think what Chino's saying, and I agree, he's very, very vulnerable, but he's very exciting. And it didn't stop Notorious Gatti getting in the Hall of Fame, even, but obviously we know he passed away, but he was very exciting. And Ryan's bringing that kind of excitement in, whether he gets knocked down, comes back on the floor. I mean, that shows some true character to be knocked down on the floor and come back up. So in my opinion, I want to see it next for boxing. Then the winner after that goes forwards to fight Teofimo, and then they finally get that Lomachenko. They should fight Lomachenko, and they can just do a round robin between all of them. And then you got Shakir Stevenson looking to jump into the equation. But like I said to you, Javier Fortuna, he's not going to be easily beat out there, bro. He's been around for a minute. He's not going to be easily quayed, but Haney should get through that. But there's some real hard fights for these young men. But I like the idea that these young guys are doing it, because you got to understand, right? When you look back in the 80s, and most of you guys weren't born there, right? Sugar Leonard and Tommy Hearns, they were young. They were in their 20s, right? Early 20s. And they wrapped up. You know what I mean? Roberto Drum was kind of getting on, and they wrapped up. You know what I mean? The Hearns fight didn't happen for Leonard, that it happened with Hagler and it happens for Duran. And them form was like the Furious Four that people remember because they were so like dominant and great fighters. And these guys, they can do that. They're all in the same division right now, and most likely with Ryan Garcia, the way he's built, I don't know how long is he going to stay in the lightweight division anyway, because he looks to me like a welterweight for real. At least a welterweight. I think welterweight to the max. You know what I mean? So I don't think he can stay in the division that long either. Tank. This is Tank's. Tank can't go no further than this, bro. I mean, he ain't going upwards. He's going sideways. so Tank needs to wrap a fight up real quick. Who else has he got there? Tiafima. He might go back down because he's short. So if they're all in the same division right now, happen because of the Corona thing, let's get it done for boxing and then sit there and don't be worrying about losing or your guy losing or your guy, not living up to whatever. That's the part of it. That's the part of the thing. I remember when Shane Mosley stepped up to Oscar De La Hoya, and I was upset. I was like, "Why are you going up there? It's like it's two weights. You should just go and fight Costa Zoo." And he never did that, and I was upset. But he went up there, he challenged himself, and he beat De La Hoya. But the whole thing is, okay, you beat De La Hoya. Okay, you had two defenses, but then when he got Vernon Forrest, who's natural at welterweight, and he beat him in the amateurs, he lost. You see what I'm saying? So it's okay beating people, but how can you? What we're talking about is how do you sustain? Do you defend the belt? How can you defend the belt and keep the belt? You see, so these boxes. This is what anyone's talking about. If you're struggling against Luke Campbell, then you're definitely going to struggle with the others. I think Ryan Garcia's next fight, in my opinion, and this might be tricky, is to go against Jorge Linares. I think that will be a very good fight for him. Most people say, yo, that's pretty hard. But it will show something again. You know what I mean? He's a former world champion. He's still trying to bring his comeback. So that's a very hard, tricky fight for him. But that's a fight easy made. I think people will be interested to see how he does in that fight. That's the fight I'd like to see next for Ryan Garcia before Devin Haney. And I think after that, then maybe goes Devin Haney after. But these obstacles are right there. But it's a great time for boxing. What you guys? Let's go, Chino. Chino, what do you think about what I said?
It's you know what it is, Cole. It's a broad topic, innit? It's a really broad topic. Like everyone's gonna have their own opinion on everything. Look, it's how can I put praise? It's let me answer your question, yeah. Are we seeing boxing as an investment, or are we actually seeing boxing as these fighters who've trained to become what they are?
What do you mean, like longevity? Are you talking about longevity?
Basically.
Yeah, but that's never certain for anything, can it? In life, as we know, Chino, you know what I'm talking about. Nothing's ever promised, right? You see what I'm saying?
Nothing's ever.
Say that. You know what I'm talking about. So you see what I'm saying? So if you can get your things in now, you get them in now, Chino. You see what I'm saying? Because the next day you're 20 years older, like you're 25. You're like, yo, you see what I'm saying, Chino? So that's why I feel like, and I agree with YG in that respect. Who I'm not waiting around, like bro, because see what it is. It's that wave. When boxers looking for the next superstar, and Devin Haney, for all the work he's put in, and YG's correct in terms of, he's ranked higher, right? But ranking higher and the public perception right now, it don't mean nothing right now, because the casual fans, they all they care about is like, I just want to see Ryan. They're in love with Ryan Garcia, and he can do no wrong. But this guy, he set himself a high bar. Man coming like Julius Caesar, and now he's walking with the crown. So then his fan base that's on with him. Then all of a sudden, he's walked past, and now Devin Haney's there, like, yo. So people are like, okay, we need to fight him. But the management with De La Hoya, they're looking at this thing and they're like, Tank is better. You know why they want to fight Tank? Because Tank's paying more money, right? And Tank's short. Definitely. That's why they want to fight Tank. So let's talk about
Ryan. You know Garcia, what, fam?
Go on.
Shall I be honest with you? I think he can take Tank,
But that's what you see. The thing is, listen, all right, let me give you this out. Chino, how many guys, in the ring have you faced shorter than you? You're thinking, what? Right? Go on.
Only, my first fight, but that's it.
He's shorter than you, right?
I'm for my weight. Yeah, my first fight, he was shorter than me.
But how tricky is it fighting someone? Remember again, how tricky is it fighting someone shorter than you? you know they're actually very fast? You know, they are very fast, and they're kind of very fast. Like you actually think size wise, I can get it. The next you know, you try hit and they're gone. They're like, see Ryan Garcia, he's got fast hands, yeah, but his body doesn't. He's so open to be hit everywhere. You know what I mean? Oh, Chino's bounced out. So, in my opinion, Tank's gonna do him dirty, but that's the money fight. YG, what do you think?
Yeah, I think you're right on that too. I think Tank will get on the inside, do some damage to that body, but that's why I was saying you were saying earlier too, like he should fight Linares, and I was saying that's too dangerous too. You think that's too dangerous because the danger level's high and the and everything else is not even worth it, because if he beats Linares, it's like, yeah, he did, that's a good test, a stepping stone, but the danger of him getting in there fighting a tall linky guy with his chin all the way in the air, the way he keep his chin in the air, he could be getting up the canvas again. So I don't. You're right. That's why again I'm saying the Devin Haney fight one of the guys at the top, even Tank, because if you lose to somebody at the top, it's not that big of a deal. No. But if you go down and you lose to a Linares, you lose to one of those guys, now you're really starting from scratch, because we know what it is.
Yeah. Well, listen. All I know is this, YG. Boy, I'm on getting these things popping. I ain't waiting around here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not waiting around. I want guys to be on this thing, guys to be fighting. You know, this thing is long. I'm not waiting around for these guys to do their thing. I think they need to fight right now. So
yeah, because this could turn into basically who do you see with Chavez and Roger Mayweather situation? How basically they fought at one weight class and they moved up and fought at another weight class. These guys, like how you said, these guys is young and they could actually end up fighting in 3 different weight classes.
Yeah, that's right.
Because them two is so young that they could fight at 135, and then one of them, the winner or the loser, could move up, and then the other guy eventually joins them, and they could fight at 140, and then end up moving up again when they going into their 30s and fight again, basically, because not even one of the guys is there, or the other guy still want to get his get back.
Yeah, you're right. Let me see if Chino jump back in. I think Chino jumped back in. He's backstage. Yeah, he is. Yeah, you're right. All right. So listen, hey, you're right.
My bad. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Now we talk about the. So you were saying about the Tank, or YG gave his take. YG, you finished giving that your take on the Tank and Garcia fight?
Yeah, I'm on mute. Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Chino. Tank and Garcia.
Yeah, you asked me, how many people have fought that's smaller than me? Only one. My weight class is either I'm gonna get someone who's taller or someone that's the same height as me. I don't know. It's funny.
It's hard.
See, the thing is, I'll give you an example. Yeah, I'm not even gonna speak about first fight. I won it, but I'm not gonna speak about it because he wasn't really the best. I'll speak about what's his name, Sohel. The small. Yeah. Look, he's hard to hit. He's small, and he's quick. That's the problem. So if Tank applies that same pressure where any small guy would, is pushing forward, giving you them disgusting body shots, and
for real.
And literally just applying the pressure, it's his peak. But think about it from a taller perspective. From my side, all I need is one punch on the right place in his head, because remember, I'm looking down at him. So he's not really going to be aiming at my face, like really, really rarely. So realistically, all I need is one punch and I'm looking down at him, so I can kind of aim where I'm going to. So it's a weird fight, man. That fight it's a weird fight, man, because he's punching downwards. Ryan's punching downwards. He's not punching in front of him. Do you get it? So I don't know how that's gonna affect him, or if that's even going to affect him.
Hold up, Chino. Let's go back here. How many people you knocked out, Chino? Carl, you need to. How many people you knocked out? Come on now.
Nah, bro, not.
So
Yeah, not.
You see what I'm saying? So what makes you think you go? What things? This is what I'm saying. See, you see Ryan, yeah, he think he gonna knock out. Now Luke's already been rattled and he done it, but I can't see man knocking out Tank, and I like rolling up because you see,
No.
He's so small, yeah. It's like you think you could go and then you realize, oh, he's actually see the thing about short people. The only thing you got to take when you fight a short guy. This is what I'm saying. Chino, right? The first thing you go, like you focus on is taking the engine away from them, yeah. Because you take the engine away, then they become a stagnant place. You know what I'm saying? So when
that's when you can throw your punches.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. When you get close, you lean on them and you throw little short uppercuts into there. Because short guys, look at this picture right here. That's what's gonna happen right here. You see this picture on the screen? Y'all see that? That's what happened to Ryan Garcia. Tank gonna do him like this, right? So what happens to him, yeah? You throw short uppercuts in, you tie him up and you lean on him, yeah, as the rounds go on. And then the rounds go on now, he starts breathing. And then when he starts breathing, he becomes a stagnant target. He comes a target where he don't move so much. Now you can be able to put, when you start throwing your shots, because your arm should be longer, you should be able to land. But before that, he's going to be rolling up. And that's what I'm saying. You see how he just roll underneath and getting capped because Ryan Garcia is open all over. And he ain't never, if Luke Campbell, let's get it right. How big a puncher is Luke Campbell? You know what I mean?
Not big.
Like, he's not, nah, but is Tank's power proven at lightweight? I'm not too sure. So that's another question we're going to find out. But real talk, Tank showing that he can dig and he's very hard. I haven't seen people land clean on them unless he wants you to. I see a complete problem. Short people, if you don't know how to fight them, you don't have to fight this trouble. You do not fight them up close. So when you get up close, you tie them up.
You have to use your jab, keep your distance, man.
Yeah, but when they get inside, don't fight with them. You just tie them up.
But fella, let's not forget that Ryan Garcia is really built like Santa Cruz, but a harder puncher. And Santa Cruz had a lot of success.
Yeah, but he didn't mind him hitting him because he did.
He did mind getting hit, but it was the punches. The punches wasn't hard enough to.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He didn't mind. That's what I'm saying.
But this is what I'm saying. So this is why I go back and looked at now. Think about him taking some of them Ryan Garcia punches to get inside. And let's not forget that Ryan Garcia goes to the body way more than Santa Cruz.
He ain't gonna listen. He ain't gonna get listen. Let me show you YG. When that fight happens, yeah, like Tank gonna land on him and done him, yeah. And Tank ain't gonna let him off the hook. So that's one thing you do know. That's one thing we do know. Tank ain't gonna let him off the hook like Luke Campbell did and start going backwards. That's what
I mean. I could say the same thing about Ryan Garcia ain't gonna let him off the hook like Santa Cruz did.
So how do you know Tank gonna get hurt?
How I know he's gonna get hurt?
Yeah, against Ryan. What's proven saying Ryan gonna hurt Tank?
Because Ryan just boxed the southpaw. Now he's boxing the smaller southpaw.
He ain't Tank. They're about the same comparable size. How many
people? Who's the same size? Tank is not the same size as Ryan Garcia.
You hear what I said to you. Right? I said Luke Garcia, Luke Campbell and Ryan Garcia are about the same size.
Yeah, and that's why Luke Campbell was getting those punches because he was able to throw his punches from the outside and still land. Who you picking? Who would I pick? Tank versus
Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, I would have to see. Oh,
you got that one again. You're on the fence again. Okay,
yes, because I don't know. They're doing catch weights.
Tank
doing catch weights over there.
Lightweight. Chino, who you got?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Don't know, man. I don't know.
I ain't do no fence talking. You gonna pick? And that's it. And the fight ain't gonna happen. It don't mean nothing. So we can just give a guess.
I'm gonna keep this nice and short because I'm gonna need to shoot off anyways. But I'm gonna root for Ryan for one reason only: his speed. That's it.
Yeah.
I think in this fight, his speed will really matter, fam. Because I'll tell you what, man. You're small and you're getting these punches out of nowhere, man. The guy Tank is probably just gonna think, okay, cool. I need to tighten up my defense. Straight. When someone tightens up their defense, man, they're not really thinking to go, like more offensive. It's either you're going to be defensive or offensive. It's up to you, innit? But I feel like he's going to be defensive, but counter-attack defensive type of guy. You get me? So, what do you call it? So Ryan's obviously going to use that to his advantage, innit? We saw Ryan. He's a really flat-footed guy, man. He doesn't like to move around, and I think that's where the issues are gonna start occurring for Ryan, because he doesn't like to move around. He likes to just to chill there and throw these massive, wild, crazy punches, yeah. And then next thing you know, he's caught himself in a little situation between him and Tank in the middle of the ring against the rope, wherever it is. I feel like in this fight, he needs to move around. If he doesn't move around, he's massive disadvantage. He needs to keep him away from his jabs, man. He needs to keep Tank distant from him. Use your jabs, snap it out, man. Even if it doesn't hurt him, just snap it out. Even
the left hook. So the southpaw is susceptible to the left hook.
Exactly. And he needs to learn to move to his left, man. His left. Forget moving to the right. Just move to the left, man. Because only move to the right when you're trying to genuinely get away, but move to the left. So let's say throw the jab, and then move to the left or sidestep it, and then throw your hook to the body, or do something along them lines. I think that way he'll have a lot of success. But if he doesn't move around, if he doesn't use his jab, if he doesn't move to his left, if he doesn't use that hook that he's got, that deadly one, to his advantage, it's only going one way for Tank, fam.
All right, man. We didn't cheat. You bouncing? You got sleep? You got sleep?
Yeah, but coach, we did the same thing yesterday, man. I'm basically dead. I go up to training today. My legs are gone. My neck is finished. But tomorrow I'm gonna have rest for Tuesday.
You're gonna
man.
rest.
Best believe.
Yeah, I get ready for Tuesday. Yeah.
100%, man.
All right, man. Rest up, chat, man. We'll talk soon. Yeah.
Take care, man. Take care, YG, bro.
Yo, take care, man. It was nice chopping it up with you.
You too, bro. Take care.
Nah, AJ. 2 things I would do if I was Golden Boy going into that, man. I get the biggest ring that they could possibly get, and like I have Ryan, like how he was saying, but I would, instead of have him stay on his toes a little bit more and just circle.
The biggest ring you can get, right?
Yeah,
because he gonna need that to wear him down. That's what you saying, right?
That and he can't get caught up against the ropes to let Tank just unleash his power, because he got the guy backed up against the ropes. Because that's how Santa Cruz really got knocked out, because being his back against the ropes, Tank was able just to throw everything he had into that uppercut. Well, if they was in the middle of the ring, he probably wouldn't have swung like that, because if he would have got counted and in the middle of the ring like that, it'd be looking bad. But
100%.
But that's, to me, like that's why I said, to me, fight Devin Haney, get that WBC title, and then you moving forward. Now you in the picture. If you want to go fight Tank on pay-per-view, you have your bragging rights for the A-side situation, because that's what they've been going back and forth about. Because basically Ryan haven't been the champion, so I don't even understand why he would think he. But if he's the champion going into that fight, that changes everything.
Well, we're gonna get to a conclusion in this lightweight division, but it's very exciting. It's very exciting. I must say, that Teofimo's broke onto the scene, and it's like bang. Now Ryan Garcia, for me, he's broke on the scene, bang. Devin Haney has a belt, but not necessarily a good opponent, and the Gamboa fight is so, right? Tank, you know what I mean? We need Tank and Devin Haney. I think they need more meat on the bun, but Ryan Garcia and Teofimo looks like a tasty proposition. I you know what I mean? If Ryan could get that fight straight away, and you know what I mean, I'll roll with it. Like, let's talk about that. Like Ryan and Teofimo. What do you think?
Well, that would be like that. Well, I got Teofimo winning the fight, but
how come you made you decisive right in that one there? But the other one you ain't decisive. Go ahead, YG.
Why am I decisive on Teofimo beating Ryan Garcia? Because of the power. I said that the power fact.
All right, go
ahead. And more on the boxing skills, because come on, if the man just outboxed Lomachenko, getting in there, even though what you call is a rangier fighter, and we've seen that's giving him trouble, But I do know he's going to know to go to the body early on Ryan, wear him down a little bit. Then I believe he'll catch him with something upstairs, like 7th, 8th round, catch him upstairs and then get him out of there. So that's how I really look at that fight playing out. That's as of right now. Now, if we're talking and like in the future after they really zone their skills in, that we got to come right back to the table with that, because there's going to be tricks and trades that Ryan's going to learn with more fights, and his game is going to step up to another level. Because once he really get to using his height and fighting how he's supposed to fight, not keeping his chin so much in the air the way he's been doing, like he have a better chance. But that's why I'm saying he need to fight the Devin Haney guy, because like basically he has to worry about more of being outboxed than getting knocked out in that fight, in my opinion.
No, man. Hey, listen, bro. I mean, these fights they're not really made. We can have our opinion, YG. So I'm not really holding anyone to anything. Me and YG have this little thing. We hold each other to stuff, but right now we having fun, ain't that? You know what I mean? Your life ain't on the line, YG. So
Yo, the interesting thing though is where do Tank go?
Oh, right now? What do you mean doing that? Right now? Or
because if Devin Haney fights Ryan Garcia and Lomachenko and Teofimo has mandatories for the IBF or the WBA or one of those titles that the mandatory is supposed to be calling for. Where's Tank going? Is he going to stay at 130? Is he going to take a fight at 135?
I think he goes wherever Mayer wants him to go to make that money and to build this thing. I think this is the YG what I was trying to say about boxing, right? The whole thing about boxing, YG, is to build not only your fighter in great fights, is to make your fighter and make yourself a real powerhouse in boxing. You see, and when Mayweather fights, when he fought Santa Cruz, it was to help him with the Latino crowd, to get him to that fan base and to build his brand that in such a way, YG, that when they come to negotiation tables against any fighter, they have a commanding lead in controlling the negotiations, so they can probably win the fight. And this is what happens in boxing, the pro boxing, that most people don't understand. And that's what you see him in Ryan Garcia breaking onto the scene, beating Luke Campbell. It's like, oh, this kid's bringing into the scene, and now he's a commodity that when he comes to the table, he's going to pull, well, what are you bringing to the table? So that's why negotiations and fights break down, because people can't decide. Well, not really the fighters. The people pulling the strings can't decide on what they're going to get out of the fight. And that's what you're having when you're talking about. It's not that's a fighting no more in boxing. And I think it's always been like that. It's like, what am I getting out of this if I fight him? And what am I going to lose or win or lose rewards? But people need to get away from that and say, yo, whether we all win. You know what I mean? Like Luke Campbell obviously lost the fight, but is he like Luke Campbell? Let's put Luke Campbell, because Luke Campbell, YG, was so he should have been freaking Devin Haney. So there's a possibility we can see that, but because we see Ryan beat him, then it's kind. Do we really want to see Luke against Devin Haney now? Not really, but we'd watch it to see what's going on. You see what I'm saying? So where we at in a minute is like dudes are trying to control the table and trying to make sure their fighter, when they bring negotiations, can win. And that's what De La Hoya is trying to do. He has to put his fighter in a position where he can say, well, my guy's done this and my guy's done that, so we're going to win a negotiating table. As you saw with De La Hoya and Canelo Alvarez, as big as Canelo Alvarez was at that time, Mayweather was huge. He couldn't, even though he brought a whole country behind him, Mayweather's resources was so much. So that's this is the business side of behind boxing that Mayweather's kind of put out there, and everyone's kind of talking on the business side, the money side, how much they're gonna get and all of that. But straight fighting, what I want to see, like the Teofimo, YG said it right now. He beat Ryan Garcia as an underdog against all the main players. He's an underdog against Teofimo Lopez. He's an underdog against Tank Davis. He's an underdog against Devin Haney. You know what I mean? Is he an underdog against Shakur Stevenson, who's coming on? But I think Shakur would be an underdog in that fight. As like, you know what I mean? But Ryan is an exciting fighter. What do you think? Shakur Stevenson and Ryan Garcia.
Only because of Dave. Are you saying that fight is at 135?
I'm not saying at 135. I'm saying I'm just because
if he,
I know he's not there now.
Because I was about to say because if they drain Ryan and make him go down to 130, then I might be picking Stevenson in that fight because he's fighting. If they drain him and make him go down to 130, yeah, he would lose that fight if he would go all. If they would make Ryan Garcia go all the way down to 130, he would lose that fight.
Wow,
because his body would be drained. You wouldn't be getting the best Ryan Garcia fighting that one. You even just said it. The man looked like he walking around that. He looking like he's a welterweight. So why would he go down to super featherweight? Like that would be a step backwards. Like so he would have to wait to Shakur comes.
Who's going down? Who's going down? Who you talking about? Shakir?
Yeah, no, I'm talking about if Ryan Garcia fights Stevenson, that would have to take place at 130.
Yeah, of course. No. He's coming up, bro. Like he ain't going down nowhere. So why would you say he has to go down for?
Because Shakur Stevenson is not ready to fight at 135.
That's what I said hypothetically.
No,
he's coming up. No, he ain't going. No, Ryan's staying where he at. No, these guys are coming up into the lightweight division, bro. No one's going down nowhere. You know what I mean? If they're gonna fight, he has to come up. That's where the lightweight division is where the big boys play. No, what I mean? That's where we at.
Yeah, I don't see Shakur getting.
Yeah, he's a tall guy. Like I can see.
I don't see Shakur getting to the division until probably
whenever.
Like probably 2022, maybe 20.
Whenever. When they fight, who you got? That's what I want to know. I don't know about
when they.
Who you got when they fight, bro?
That's just. Because that fight is like 2 years, maybe 3 years away.
Oh man, why can't you break down the fight, man? You getting too serious, why?
Nah. The only reason
you can't break down the fight.
One we are right now because I really don't want to say a guy. I really don't want to really. That's like basically saying the featherweight because if you really look at Shakur, he only had one fight at 130.
He's super feather right now.
Yeah, I know. That's what I say. He only had one fight there.
So he's super feather. So he's one weight class away. So listen to this, right? If they fought right now, I got Ryan Garcia. I got him the favorite. That's just me. I got Ryan. He'll be a favorite in that fight. That's the way I see that fight. I ain't taking back my talk, right? He's the favorite in that fight, and I think Ryan Garcia beats Crybaby Stevenson. That's the way I see it. You know what I mean? And that's why I call him Crybaby. I'm gonna bring up something, right? I'm gonna bring up something that I think I don't know what people are aware, right? And I got facts in it. I got facts in it, so. Right, I'm not gonna just put stuff out there that's untrue. Now, okay, we all saw the fight yesterday, right? YG, what round did Ryan Garcia get knocked down in?
Second round.
Okay, all right, second round, right? What's the scoring criteria when someone gets knocked down in a boxing fight?
Well, you can get knocked down. It'd be 8. It could be. Well, it depends. If you get knocked down early in the round. It goes 8-10, but you could fight your way back into the round and make that a 9-10 round if you come back in the round strong.
Yeah, but normally when a knockdown is 10-8, right? That's what we're saying. Yeah?
Yes.
All right. So I on the boxingteam.com, I went to the scorecards and no one's addressing this. So I'm breaking news right now. This is going to be breaking news. On the official scorecards, one of the judges had it 10-9. When Luke Campbell knocked him down. Now, this to me is setting the trend. I'm going to bring him up on the screen. Like, I'm going to bring him up on the screen because I ain't playing for this. When I saw this, I was like, leave it. But then I said, my soul said no. And because what it's showing is this year is De La Hoya, they're doing like what they did with Canelo Alvarez. Where we're getting to a point where it's like, you have to kill these guys to beat them on the scorecards, right? That's what we're saying. That's what we're saying, right? So it's like we have to beat these guys to kill them in the scorecard. So I'm gonna upload. Well, I've got the pictures right now. I'm gonna upload them to show you that I'm not even joking around, right? So YG, what's your take on hearing that and hearing that these guys now they're manipulating the system where these guys now, like you're fighting Ryan Garcia in an epic fight. And if Luke Campbell was to go, if it was to go to the scorecards, that one of the judges had it that way. I mean, what's your take on that? I'm gonna get the evidence.
I'm not surprised because when Tank knocked out Santa Cruz, they had Tank by a wide margin, and I'm like, wait a minute. I know in my eyes, I felt that Santa Cruz put some rounds in the bag. I felt like Santa Cruz really won some rounds.
Was it a close fight though? Was it a close fight though?
Not on the scorecard. You seen the scorecard? The scorecards had Tank by a wide margin.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Okay, because he's the house fighter, right?
So it's like that's why so it doesn't really. I don't really look at that and say it's the De La Hoya the promote. Like just sometimes.
Listen, YG, when someone's knocked down, the criteria is it's not when he got knocked down. Did Ryan Garcia win the round? Like from that point over, actually, you know what? To be fair, you know what? You do bring a big point because Ryan Garcia did press the action, right? You're right. He did press the action. All right, this is the first scorecard, right? You see it on the screen, YG. You see that? All right, so as you can see, Ryan Garcia in the first round. Now, these scorecards, they have a similar pattern. Now, in my scorecard, I had Ryan Garcia winning the first round, right? Then I had, obviously with 10-8, Luke Campbell winning that round, as you can see. But then I had Luke Campbell, or was it? No, I think Luke Campbell, did he win the third? No, the third was close. I think the third was a 10-10. But the fourth round, I gave it to Luke Campbell. So I had Luke Campbell like 3 points, right? So I think I had it even. But on their scorecard, they haven't give no points to Luke. Do you agree with that first scorecard, YG? What do you think? Glenn Fieldman's?
No, I think I think it was like the fourth round. I think I could have gave Luke Campbell the fourth and second round.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I gave it. That's why I
think, and then like how you said too, there's some swing rounds that depending what you like in the fifth, and he got stopped in the seventh round.
Exactly. All right. So let me go to the other scorecard. So that's Glenn Fieldman's, which I it's only 1 point. They didn't give no other rounds to Luke Campbell other than the second round. Okay, this one. Okay, no, let me this one. All right, same again. The same scorecard again. Was it Mark? Was it Lenison? Whatever his name, Linson, right? So he got the same scorecard again. They gave like Luke the first. They gave they gave Ryan the first. Okay, gave Ryan the first again. Let me show this one. Yeah, see, they didn't even give Luke the first round. See? Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't give Luke the first. I just gave him the second. So that's actually consistent. But the same scorecards again, they didn't give Luke the third. They didn't give him the fourth either. You know what I mean? They just gave it to Ryan. So I thought, okay, fine. But this is the scorecard, which is the one, right? This is a scorecard. YG, what'd you see there? Do you see a 10-9?
Yeah, they gave him. I see it, but then he gave.
That's a knockdown, That was a knockdown.
Yeah, but he also agreed with us on the fourth round.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. You see, yeah. But then, look at it. But that's a mistake, though, isn't it? That's a mistake error, right? Wouldn't you say that?
Because I kind of felt like Campbell.
You think it was a 10-8 round?
Oh no, with the 10-8 round, I could see how you could, I
couldn't do that, man. That's
I almost could see because the kid got up with the floor and he came back with some thunder, so I could see how it's maybe the guy.
Go on.
I can see maybe the guy gave him the nod, like, you know what? He showed me Sunday night. Because one thing too, the way he fought, if you look at what you call it, usually when people get knocked down and they arms fall behind them and then they fall over on their shoulder, that's almost an indication that your faculties is not there because you didn't even block yourself from falling right. But
I know. But what I'm saying is that his scorecard, you're right about. That's why I gave him the fourth. Because then, I gave it a 10-10 on the third round, but that 10-9 there shows me that's that is his name. I think this guy, was it Dan Sicopo? I think he's from Texas. I'm not gonna say Ray Dan Sicopo. I think I don't know if he's Latino. Well, I don't know, but that scorecard right there, I just like And what I was trying. My point was this is right. So when you're fighting Ryan Garcia, YG, you need to worry about the scorecards right now. That was my whole really point. What I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like you fighting Ryan Garcia, you go watch the scorecard. So you're saying when you fight Tank, you need to watch the scorecard as well. This is what I'm talking about, the economical power that when you fight these guys, you need to not worry about the fight anymore. Even if you're winning or losing, you go worry about the scorecard. Like Luke was never going to win this fight here. You know what I mean? He was never going to win this fight on the scorecard ever. You know what I mean? He's just stacked against him.
There's also another thing though with both of those fights, what they was doing though. And we gotta remember that those guys, like both of those fights, in Tank and the Ryan fight, they pushing their opponents back. They're backing their opponents up. They got them on the retreat. They're taking a couple of hits. Their opponent is getting their licks in, But for the most part, they're bringing the fight. So, in a way, I don't know if maybe the judges, because that people like obviously the promoters, they know to what judges like. Meaning, like, if a judge likes an aggressive boxer, somebody who backs his man up, uses the jab, and then heavy punches on the outside, then that's what he likes, and then that's what your fighter does. You're gonna get him to ref your fights. Now, the danger comes into what happens when those guys fight guys that could back them up. Because that was one of the reasons why I was saying with the whole Lomachenko thing. Lomachenko has been like basically using angles and landing combinations on fighters. But what happens when he get in the ring with somebody that just surely puts him on the back foot? When that tight fight happened, half of the people saying somebody wake up Lomachenko, the fight started, and we was in the 7th round.
Yo, you right by that, bro. You right by that.
So you gotta, and that's the same thing that happened to Triple G too. Triple G is another guy that just coming forward, and then what happens? He go get the second fight with Canelo. Canelo put him on the back foot. It's like they almost wanted to put that scorecard crazy because we're not even used to seeing you being backed up like that.
Word, man. You bring some good points, man. You good big points. Hey, let me say. So, hey, now I'm gonna give YG credit now. Cause even with YG here, and we go at it backwards and forwards. YG did tell me that the fight was going to end with a left hook. Now, YG say he going to end with a left hook to the head now, but left hook, no, regardless, is left hook. So you caught it, right? A left hook, it less land to the body instead of the head, though, right? So,
I don't recall calling it to the head. I just said left hook. If you go back and look on Facebook and in the chat, I just said it's going to end with a left hook.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't say to because I actually didn't know. I actually thought he was going to throw it in succession, being he's going to left hook to the head, left hook to the body. But and that's why I just said it was going to be a left hook.
And that's right. That's a punch for the southpaw. It's always going to be left hook. The pillar baiting. He created, but it looked like the fight was going to end before that, though. Luke looked like it was coming back in the round, and then he turned his back. He was getting his ass whooped. Yeah, he looked like the fight was going to end there. That's the end of the round, right?
But I'm gonna give him a pass on that because at the same time, the bell did ring. Like when you see him turn his back like that, the bell rung. That's why the referee wasn't able to stop it. Mm-hmm. So it's like he got caught with a punch, like right, and then as he was backing up, the bell rung. So that's why he type turned. But you are supposed to protect yourself at all times. But the round was really over. That's why the referee didn't stop it when he turned around like that, because the round was really officially over. If you go back and look at it, he got hit with the punch, and as he's backing up, the bell rings, and then he fully turns because the round is over. But Ryan looked like he was going to come in for more. I actually, in my house, I was saying don't hit him because it would have been almost a DQ. I was actually saying don't hit him because I heard the bell as he it was almost that just as close as when Marquez knocked out Pacquiao, how it was right at the bell, which was dangerous. And I was almost thinking that too, they almost could have. If the fix was really in, they could have really said that was after the bell.
All right, yeah, well, boy, hey, boy, listen, it's an interesting time, boy, in the lightweight division. I'm telling you, having Fortuna is gonna be a problem, and they got some good. So I'm actually before, because I ain't going nowhere for a bit. I was just that scorecard thing kind of rubbed me. I was like, oh man,
yeah,
that's how they doing. That's how they doing it. Luke Campbell was cool. He's all gracious. He took a picture with Canelo, and he to me Luke looked like a happy loser. He tried a little thing, and most people said he exposed Ryan Garcia. You agree with that statement? He exposed him. What do you think?
No, because the fight, Luke Campbell is a rangy fighter. As you said, there's only Norris, Luke Campbell, the Japanese guy, and who else is linky like that? Oh yeah, and Ryan Garcia. And the rest of the guys that's as more at the top, they're on the shorter side.
Hey, you bring a good point, though. that Japanese guy. What's his name again? That the machine.
I don't want to butcher his name.
Nakatami.
Yeah, but he's done though. He's done though.
What do you mean he's done? He beat Javier Fortuna.
Because reason why I'm saying he's done because he has that facial fracture that basically that
when did he get a facial fracture?
He got the facial fracture versus Teofimo, and then he re-injured it in his last fight.
Oh, he against Javier Fortuna, he got a face fracture after the fight.
Yeah, you didn't see that? He had the.
No, I don't know. You're telling me news.
He was hospitalized after that, so he's in real trouble because your skull like that doesn't really ever heal that way. Once you get those hairline fractures in your orbital socket and around the skull area, that's dangerous. I don't know.
I didn't know that. That's thanks for news for that. So yeah, because he would have been a player that Linares is in there. Linares in there. Luke Campbell, he needs to drop out the ranking right now. But Richard Comey's ranked pretty high up in there. What do you think, Richie Comey versus Ryan Garcia? What do you think?
That's definitely interesting. I would have that's when I was thinking about when I was saying if Ryan Garcia fights Devin Haney and Teofimo has to fight some of his mandatories, I think that would be a good fight for Tank.
Yeah, like when I'm bringing up the fights, I'm not really trying to be like what's realistic.
No, I know we're trying to mix and match to see what what. And I was thinking better because Tank still really. As you look back at it now, Tank really has to really certify. Well, I know with Mayweather and they're promoting him as the star, but that's just really a ploy to really not have him fight some of those time because I already see what they're gonna do.
Okay, all right. Let me name another one here. Robert Easter Jr. versus Ryan Garcia. Who you think wins that fight?
Robert, I ain't seen him in a minute, but.
Yeah, he's still there. He only lost one fight, so he there.
Yeah, and the other close fight where he had the close fight with Cormier, right?
That was a really good fight, man. That was that's why I said Cormier and these guys because they was like the top boys at the division. Now they've been knocked off, and they got a new crop of guys in the division. So my whole thing is like I want to see like these guys. These guys if they ain't fighting each other, then these are the second guys that they can like the dudes they can fight, right? So what do you think?
I mean,
you don't like that fight?
I do, but Bunny's been out of the equation for a minute. He had a
yo man. Who you go winning? Who you go winning that fight? Why you
damn? I don't like because the reason I don't like when I'm saying he's been out of the equation. I haven't seen him fight in a minute, so it's like I don't know what version am I getting. Am I going to get the guy that fought Richard Cormier, or I'm going to get the guy that who he just had like a tune-up fight after that. He fought somebody else.
Because these guys been knocked out the picture. But what I'm saying is they even because they got knocked out the picture. But the bottom line is that like they still there. They're on the rankings. So I'm bringing their names up because they on the top 10 of the ranking.
I know what you mean. But
I'm like what I'm saying. If they can't fight. If Ryan Garcia can't fight, these are the kind of guys that I think that he could fight and have again. I think the Cormier fight would be good for him, and I like the fight with Robert Easter Jr. That the fans were like, "Yo, I want to see that. I want to see that."
Yeah, but you know also what they're gonna say if he fight because basically we ain't seen Cormier since he got knocked out by.
I know that's why. That's why he gonna get passed up. That's why
he's basically almost been out the ring for
I know. Yeah,
for
that's
a whole
why,
year.
That's why they bring him in. That's what I'm trying to. That's why they bring you in, YG. That's exactly what I'm saying to you. That's why they bring you in. They ain't bring you in. See, your whole mentality is like they bring you in. You nice. Nah, they bring you in when you out in the cold for about a year. You ain't done shit. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This is how it works, bro. That's why I mentioned these names. I'm bringing names that you see the names I'm bringing in. I ain't bringing names in for them to win. I'm bringing names in that he could pop up. That he
can look good against.
Yeah, that's what it's about, bro. You understand what I'm saying? This is what I said about chess. When you on top of the board, you stay on to the top. Now, Linares is another one I think they can punch up as well because his confidence ain't all there well, and he's a former world champion. So, like, that's an easy fight. Linares works well with Golden Boy. That's another fight. He's dangerous, but that's a good fight. I feel Linares is tricky though, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Tricky. But I think the Robert Easter fight would be really good. You know what I mean? I think
I remember they was kicking Linares versus what you call it. They shut that down real quick.
Yeah. Because like real talk, Tank and the other guys, yeah, in my opinion, they too much political about this, that. Like Tank and Devin Haney, like I ain't fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like he gonna fight Javi Fortuna. So like Devin Haney and Javi Fortuna, I like that fight right there. Lomachenko won a rematch with Teofimo. You know what I mean? He ain't got no rematch clause, but he begging. He want to fight there. Lomachenko should really Lomachenko. If he really want to fight, he should try and say, "Let me fight Ryan Garcia." In fact, how you see Ryan Garcia versus Lomachenko? What do you think about that fight? Who wins that fight?
Oh, I got Lomachenko.
I got Ryan Garcia, dog. I got Ryan Garcia, dog.
I got Lomachenko in that fight.
What you got Vassi? You got Vassi on? You got Lomo in that fight?
Yeah.
Why you got Lomo? Lomo old.
Too many angles.
Nah, he ain't going nowhere. He has got angles though. You're right.
Too many angles.
He ain't going nowhere though, right? I think Ryan gonna put hands on his ass, man.
I think too many angles, and nah.
You don't like that one, nah?
Nah, I don't like that. Too many angles. He ain't ready for that.
Nah, I think he could beat him. I think Lomo's confidence is whacked, bro. I think he can go in there, and if he beats up Lomo, then he puts his name right back out there, right?
Because the thing about it, those guys,
these guys on the slide.
I don't think those guys put the fair in Lomachenko as Teofimo was doing, because Teofimo was actively calling him out and wanted to fight. Yeah. Where those guys, they was all shying away from that fight.
But they're on the slide. But this is what I'm saying again. These guys on the slide, confidence ain't there. So you coming into this fight, they're gonna give you money, and the Lomachenko, he's still whinging and complaining. And if anything, he gonna go in there with a whole new different thing again, which is Ryan Garcia's best punch. YG,
the left hook.
What stance is Lomachenko?
Nah, he's a southpaw, but he gives you gives you more angles than Luke Campbell, who's a straight up and down.
They're different fighters, YG.
Yeah. Hold on now. Hold on for a second.
Yeah, put yourself on mute then. Don't worry about it. Like, yeah, they're different level. I wouldn't mind seeing that fight there. That's an exciting fight for Ryan. He's like Ryan, and then if he can beat him, then you can go for Tank. But like, I don't know if Golden Boy is ready to do that go and gamble. So, but it's an exciting time for boxing, bro. Let me hear what this guy, what's his name again? Man, I can't remember his name. He gonna say his name in a bit, man. This guy, let me see what he has to say.
If this was a pound-for-pound type of performance, where Tank should now enter the top 10. All that being said,
let me run it from the start.
In this case, I just don't know if this was a pound-for-pound type of performance, where Tank should now enter the top 10. All that being said, let me back up real quick. What Inoue did against Maloney, I certainly think was a pound-for-pound level win when you consider everything I said about him coming up in weight, winning a tournament, all those things, fighting a proven top guy in his division and beating him so soundly. With Tank, yes, he got the explosive knockout, and it's a knockout of the year candidate. For me, Povetkin White just edges it, but if you have Tank's knockout over Santa Cruz as your 2020 knockout of the year, no argument from me. Perfectly logical. It was an amazing knockout. It also showed levels that Leo Santa Cruz doesn't have, because Tank kept hitting him with that left uppercut, and Leo Santa Cruz couldn't get out of the way of it. However, in terms of rounds, at the end of that 6th round, had Tank not landed that big uppercut, guys, this was an even fight. I know plenty of people out there that said they had it 4-2 for Leo. I personally had it even 3 rounds apiece. That's how I was going to have it scored if that knockout wouldn't have happened. So when you're splitting rounds with Leo Santa Cruz, who's been a very good fighter, never a great fighter, but a very good fighter, 4-division title holder, but never a champion of a division, never the man. He's beat one elite level fighter, and that was Carl Frampton, and that was a close fight in which, again, Leo Santa Cruz had all the promotional advantages and physical advantages. Carl Frampton was a smaller guy. And then when you look at the location of that fight and everything else, great performance by Leo, though that's his best win. But that was 2017. In the last 3 years, look at his resume. It's not very good. So based upon this,
I'm back too.
Rounds with Leo, and then landing a great shot that he didn't see coming and knocking Spark out. That's exciting. That's explosive. But take away that knockout and look at the action. Gervonta Davis's eyes were swelling up. They were closing up. He was getting tagged. Now, what happens when he gets tagged like that against Miguel Burchelt? If Leo Santa Cruz could put hands on him, what does Miguel Burchelt do to him? I want to see that fight. I want to see if Tank can weather the storm against Miguel Burchelt and then blast him out. If he can do that, then he's pound for pound top 5. Okay?
Whatever, man. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? He wants them to fight Burchelt. No one really talks about that guy.
Parents of kids with asthma symptoms.
No one really talks about that guy. Burchelt, what you think?
The only other person that I heard talk about Burchelt like that is our boy Battle.
Battle.
Yeah, Battle's the only person that sounded crazy like that. Now, I got Burchelt doing good for a couple rounds, but eventually I think Tank could catch him. Like, I think the issue with the fight in Tank is that you would look good. And I said the same thing when I was just saying that with the scorecard thing. Like, man, I thought Santa Cruz, I was upset because I thought Santa Cruz was doing good and he should have been, if not tied up in that round, Santa Cruz could have been up. I wouldn't have been upset if they had Santa Cruz winning the fight. But then they go back and show like Tank was up by a wide margin. I'm like, what was they watching? Like, they wasn't respecting none of the work that Santa Cruz put in. That's the only reason why I was saying, like, man, he fighting Ryan Garcia, like how this guy was saying, Burchelt or Teofimo Lopez, and they get the landing on those punches, they get him out of there.
Mm-hmm. So who you got to win in that fight, then, dog?
Oh, no, I still got Tank beating what you call it? Yeah. I don't think the only guy at 130 that I think could really give Tank some real issues is Stevenson.
Yeah. Stevenson. So, boy, listen, it's interesting times though. Devin Haney, I haven't seen none of them amateur fights. They fought like 4 times in the finals and stuff like that. And look, they're comparable heights. But see, Devin Haney,
this is older. This is when they was younger. Ryan's grew since then.
Yeah, but he's still like Devin Haney's got long arms, man. He found
they said that too. That even though Ryan's tall, his arms is not that long.
Yeah, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, against like good competition, Devin looks good though. He looks good. I mean, they said that when he went against Gamboa, there's a picture of him and Gamboa when he was a little boy, and that's someone he looked up to. So he didn't want to hurt Gamboa, and he knew Gamboa had a bad leg. He didn't want to hurt him. Like, I mean, he got criticized for that performance. I remember Larry Holmes when he beat Ali. That was his hero, and Gamboa was one of Devin Haney's heroes. So I salute him for not doing that. You know what I mean? So I give him all credit for that.
No, I get that, but
he got a lot of credit.
I look at his fights before that. It's really play out the same way. He's not really a spark you get you out of there guy.
He beat the interim belt for the interim WBC belt. He sparked that guy out. He didn't like that guy. He sparked.
What's that guy's name?
I don't know, man. Russian dude, undefeated. He smashed him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, what you saying? So I get he
said the same thing. Like
he beat up nobody's, right? That's what he said. He beat up nobody's, right?
Not nobody, but I'm saying he's more of a box you, beat you 8 rounds to 4 guy.
I know.
So this is why I like.
But Ryan's more open now. Like, you know what I mean? He's confident. He walking around with the crown. He swagger. He gonna make. He gambling. You know what I'm saying? YG. It's not like Ryan Garcia is fighting cautious. He's rolling up like he nice.
But I think a little bit of that issue was he was trying to make a statement.
Yeah, but he's trying to. That's what. But he rolls with Canelo, and he's in his machismo. He's in his machismo.
Now I know what you mean. I know that's why. But this is why we got to make the fight almost now too, because you got to make it while he's confident. And he really, like how was saying, maybe he should fight somebody. Nah, make the fight now where he's really feeling his confidence. He even feel like, even if I get knocked down, I can still get up and win.
Yeah.
So you make that now, and then you're not like, I don't really, to me, like, even though Luke Campbell's not really a big puncher too, but I don't really feel that that Devin Haney's a big puncher. So like, you got a bigger chance of being outboxed than you are getting stopped.
Yeah, we're gonna find out, YG. We're gonna find out, man. But anyway, YG, I'm gonna put a plug in this, man. I'm training earlier on with the guys earlier on, so I'm a bit fatigued, man. But you be laying it down. You came with some energy today. I ain't gonna lie. YG Knight gonna start his own new channel, so you gonna hear all of his smoke on his own channel. What's it gonna be? Your YG Smoke. What's it gonna be? What's the YG channel?
It's we're still working on the name. I'm glad you brought that up because my designer, he's out in Seattle. I need to link him because I'm gonna he's drawing up 2 to 3 designs for what I'm gonna put on for the channel. So I have like 2 or 3 names for the show, but I don't know exactly what I'm gonna call it yet. So I'm gonna really look at my design. But you guys know what you call it. Y'all gonna get further updates on that. And you already know how me and EJ do. We got a couple of playoffs of basketball, so I'm gonna be around.
All right. Yeah, nice one, YG. Appreciate you coming over, YG. YG always bring that smoke. Appreciate Chino coming in. You guys in the chat always. Let me see what it is. Is anyone say anything? Because the comments starting, I thought YG out there. People say fire. I mean, the lightweight division. I think most of the hangouts actually all around YouTube. I looked around the Fight Boxing Voice and everyone else, and you know what I'm saying. They I swear I heard Haney was said that he got two mandatories. Did he got 2? Maybe I don't know. He got 2 mandatories, maybe. I know he I thought he got 1, which is having Fortuna. Throw him in there. Yeah, let's get him on. White. See, they agree with you.
Yeah,
White.
they
throw him in there. Let's get him.
Fortuna was posted. What you call it? And he got that's the WBC people, man. They all over the place.
Yeah, he said he got 2 mandatories, man. So that's what he's saying. That's great.
He just chatting.
Yeah, exactly.
How he got
wasting too much time. Exactly.
Yeah. How he got 2 mandatories, but they just made what you going to fight for the interim champion.
I think Devin Haney is hard. Is a hard matchup for Garcia. Yeah, and Tank. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Both of them they're hard, but
you know what I was thinking about earlier when he was like, "Yo, it said it's too early for them to be talking about like he just won." I was about to say, now where was that energy when Tyson Fury beat Klitschko because the IBF stripped him the next day?
Yeah, they did.
These guys be trying to get to the next fight. They ain't trying to let you. The same thing happened to Lomachenko too, though. Lomachenko beat Campbell, and they wanted him to. They almost wanted him to sign immediately. Like, yo, you gonna fight Devin Haney or what? Like that's the point though. Ain't time for you to be letting these guys sit back and take pictures and go on vacation and do a whole bunch of foolishness with these titles. Let's make these fights happen.
There's more interest in Garcia fight. I agree. What's this guy? This one. This so weirdo.
He got a knockdown, a knockout after a knockdown.
Nakatomi might beat Ryan Garcia. I hear what he's saying about the fracture, but Nakatomi, he may beat Haney and Ryan Garcia. Nakatomi, bro, he's strong as hell. See, I was looking on. See, that's the thing. I was looking on how I was hooking on. What's his name again? The guy who beat now. What's the name again? Felix Verdejo. That was my
young kid.
Yeah. But from the limit, but he had a car crash. He ain't never been the same. So shout out to Nakatomi beating him, but that was a great fight. And people didn't even think that's one of the big upsets of the year of last year.
He won the battle, but he might have lost the war.
Yeah, but you know them Japanese people always fight with their head. That's how
I know you always said that wasn't the biggest upset of the year.
I said that's one of the big upsets of the year. That's what I said.
Nah.
Yeah, it's a Fight Doctor always coming on Rick James status. What's up, Fight Doctor?
Fight Doctor's in the house. What's going on, gentlemen?
What's going on? But that's two. I got like 3 fights ahead of that loss though.
Yeah, Fight Doctor. I thought Fight Doctor's on his speakers. He ain't got his headphones on again. Yeah. Happy New Year, Fight Doctor. Happy New Year. You know what I mean?
Happy New Year, gentlemen. Happy
New Year, Fight Doctor.
Yeah. So Fight Doctor, what's your take on the fight last night? Because you didn't jump on Luke Campbell and Ryan Garcia. What's your take on that, buddy?
It was a good fight, and I like the way that Garcia was able to end the fight. That was a vicious shot to the liver. Mm-hmm. I think that there were some chinks in Garcia's armor that Campbell was able to exploit, and it would be very interesting in my mind to see what Garcia would be able to do with someone like Tank Davis.
Oh, Tank Davis. How you see that fight going?
I don't see it going too well for Ryan Garcia, to be completely honest, based on what I was able to see last night. Campbell was able to find Garcia with some clean left hands to the body and upstairs. I didn't see a whole lot of head movement from either fighter. And I just think somebody maybe who has the hand speed, elusiveness of a Tank Davis, also being a southpaw, would have a greater capacity to exploit some of the chinks in Garcia's armor that Campbell was able to expose last night. So I would be surprised if we see Ryan Garcia in the ring with Tank Davis anytime soon.
Yeah. I was saying the same thing. What you think about Brian Garcia versus Robert Easter Jr.?
I think that's a winnable fight for Garcia, to be completely honest. Garcia, he showed a lot of heart last night. He showed a lot of determination. Campbell didn't come to lay down. He actually put up a good fight. Yeah. And I think that Garcia is up to the task to best some of these B-level guys. But the A-level guys, they're question marks. I don't know. I think Tank is all wrong for him. And I see fights with Haney and Lopez as being 50-50, or possibly even Lopez or Haney being slight favorites.
What about Lomachenko and Garcia?
Oh, I would love to see Garcia finish what Lopez started. I don't think that Lomachenko at this point in his career has enough to keep Lopez off of him, to keep Garcia off of him. I think that Garcia would have problems with with Lomachenko, but I think later on in the fight he catches up to him, and he probably puts a hurting on him at this point in Lomachenko's career.
What about what's the African dude's name again? YG, you know what I'm talking about? The one Tiafimo knocked out.
Richard Comey.
Yeah, which film that fight, Doctor?
I don't know. I haven't actually seen a whole lot of Comey, so I honestly I don't know. But I mean, Garcia has the brain trust, and based on what I saw last night, I think he's up to the task to take care of some of these B-level guys. So I'd have no problem picking him against most of the B-level guys. The A-level guys, I don't know.
Nah, yeah. I really respect your opinion, Fight Doctor, but the Ryan Garcia beating Lomachenko,
I'm on that.
That's too far of a stretch because he doesn't possess the footwork to really corner Lomachenko, and then Lomachenko is gonna. The first thing that I seen that I know that he's gonna do, he's gonna go to Ryan's body early and wear him down. And mentally, he's gonna wear him down with the angles. Like he's too because he would try to fight. I already see how he would try to come out and fight Lomachenko. That flat-footed thing that he was trying to do, like first his feet are not fast enough to cut the ring off. So and then the angles, I see Lomachenko stopping him, to be honest, because he would get mentally and physically fatigued in that fight. Because it's just too much that Lomachenko brings to the table. That's why you never even heard Golden Boy even talk about the Lomachenko fight with Ryan Garcia. That is not even. We've talked about Ryan Garcia fighting Lomachenko more than they talked about that in the last 5 years. They wouldn't. The only time they even talked about him really fighting Tank Davis is after Tank Davis lost the title in the scales and he was coming overweight and stuff. That's when that energy really started up. That fight is all wrong for him.
Why isn't Lomachenko coming off an injury? A fake injury shoulder in that fight, right?
Yeah, he is. He's coming off a shoulder injury, but the legs, and that fight, the legs, the movement.
No, fight after that he injured. So timing, we're talking about how he is now. He injured his shoulder, and right now timing's everything. And I'm going with Fight Doctor. I'm seeing Ryan Garcia beat the shit out of Lomachenko. What do you think, Fight?
Well, I mean, so yeah, I'm looking at what the landscape is in 2021, right?
Yeah.
And so we all saw what Lomachenko did or what he didn't do in his last fight, right?
Yeah.
He basically gave away the first 6 rounds in the fight against Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah.
And I think for good reason, because, well, Lopez, he brings a lot to the table, and a lot of what Lopez brings to the table, Garcia also brings. Okay, he's a nice size lightweight, good power. He's young. He has an excellent brain trust. So, I mean, he actually knows how to box. Now, yeah, does he have chinks in his armor? Yes, but Lomachenko was 30. How old is Lomachenko now?
40, 45.
Yeah.
Right. Well, he might as well be, okay? Because he's coming off this shoulder injury.
Yeah.
And he didn't look spectacular in his last fight. So, I mean, if we're talking about Lomachenko from a couple of years ago, well, then that's a different story. But, I mean, look, you're only as good as your last fight, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And Lomachenko looked anything other than a world beater in his last fight against a guy with I mean, how many fights does Lopez have? 15?
21 or so. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And he's like 15-0 coming into the Lomachenko fight.
That's the type of thinking that had everybody picking Lomachenko over Lopez because Lopez didn't look sharp in his fight before he fought Lomachenko. But what you're missing is that Ryan's a predominantly flat-footed fighter, right? And Lomachenko, the movement, the angles, like that's what I'm seeing. And then on top of all of that he goes to the body. So and then Ryan's gonna be wide open to the body. So like that fight right there, like him fighting a guy that really moves the way Lomachenko can move. Yeah, he's coming off a shoulder injury, but it's not a leg injury. So his movement is gonna be the same. Like, and we're not talking about the reason why I was saying that Lomachenko would get the stoppage because Lomachenko's stoppages wasn't really his power. It was that the other guy really just mentally gets fatigued and basically axes out the fight. So
but now see, here's the problem, right? In order to stop a guy, you actually have to be willing to throw punches, and we didn't see Lomachenko in any way, shape, or form willing to engage the first 6 rounds of the Lopez fight.
Yeah, because Lopez, like the one thing, see, you're comparing Lopez and Ryan Garcia when Lopez was the only guy calling out Lomachenko. The Ryan Garcia camp, never been talking about him versus Lomachenko. We talking about this more than their camp ever talked about. Like there was never a thought of them even pitting Ryan Garcia in there with that guy because number
Devin
one,
Haney wanted the fight though. Devin Haney wanted that fight.
Yeah, Devin Haney, but we're talking about Ryan Garcia. Garcia, his foot like that fight is all.
We're talking about now though, right now.
Yeah, even now that fight is still all wrong for him because the guy moves, the foot movement and all that is just that's too much right now. Maybe in 2 years that would be a little.
YG, how many people has he fought? What's it again? Lomachenko is the same height as him. Like, was he 5'10", 5'8"? Was he 5'9"? Was he tall, right? How many people has Lomachenko fought with that height and reach?
I guess just Linares and
Luke Campbell, right?
Luke Campbell and
Luke Campbell put him on his back, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Ryan Garcia,
Linares knocked him down too.
Yeah, two rangy guys. Now you go.
But those guys have better foot movement. They cut off the ring better.
Who's better, Luke Campbell or Ryan Garcia?
Ryan Garcia is better than Luke Campbell, but it's not that that's not how boxing works. Where just because I beat this guy, you got to look at the dimensions and what the guys bring to the table. What I'm looking at is that Lomachenko's footwork and how he frustrates fighters with the footwork.
That's when his prime, and we're talking about in his prime. And footwork, though, footwork is one thing. Throwing hands is what we're talking about.
And he was doing
right now. He got an injured shoulder. So you're talking about the past, and we're talking about the present. Right now,
and I get that too.
Right now in 2001. Now you're right. They're not calling them out. So this is why I projected fights, right? But if I'm looking at Golden Boy and I'm looking to get my name, you see, you got to understand, right? This is about controlling the board. If I want to control the board and put my money, I'm going for Lomachenko because he's come off an injury in his shoulder. I don't know if it's 100%. It's a massive gamble. But at the same time, he was to lose. I don't think you're losing anything because the Devin Haney fight is very difficult. But the Lomachenko fight, who's desperate to get himself back on the pitch, who's old, like Thingy said, he's been active, he's lost. Remember these things, yeah? Man's lost, and he's a shoulder injury. These are the perfect times to take a man and send him in retirement. Fight, doctor.
I agree. If Ryan Garcia could stop Lomachenko, that'd be a huge feather in his cap. And I think, listen, Lomachenko he's already been beaten, but I think if Ryan Garcia could actually stop Lomachenko, be the first man to knock him out, right? Mm-hmm. That would be a huge feather in his cap, and that would help his marketability tremendously.
And I totally understand y'all. But let's think about this though. He fought a southpaw yesterday, and how many right hands did he really throw? He's not Ryan Garcia is not a big he's really just looking for the left hook.
Yeah, but that's what you do. That's the weakness of a southpaw. It's the left hook. The right hand is one, and it's either one or the other. It's going to be left or right hand. So when you go against Lomachenko, what I'm saying, he little, and my man is all confidence, and no, this fight ain't gonna happen. You really know YG. You don't need to go around. We know you're gonna pick Lomachenko. We understand that. There's not argument with that. But this is why I'm just bringing up little fights. But in my opinion, if they was to fight, if the matchmakers was right, I think the right timing, whoever takes Lomachenko right now is in a perfect position to give him that whoop ass because he's got a shoulder, his injury, he's upset, he's pissed off, and he ain't 100%. He old. Let's almost someone find out how old he is. Right now, I need to find out how old he is.
Because I think y'all taking off the fact that, like I said before, he was a little afraid of Lopez. I was saying that going into the fight. The respect that he was giving Lopez, he's not giving to the rest of those guys. He's just not.
But he was doing that because he was out of the ring for a year. That's why he was doing that.
No, but EJ, I was saying he was gonna.
YG, he was inactive. YG, right? No, you're right. You did pick him, so I'm not gonna take that away from you. But the bottom line is he was inactive for a year. Timing's off. And see someone like him, he needs timing. He's 32 years of age. So listen to this, right? He's 32 years of age, and his birthday's coming up, right? His birthday's coming up in February, right? So. If you fight him after February, so he'll be 33. And then you look at the other guy, he's like 10 years younger than you. He's taller, he's 5'7", he ain't 5 foot. He's about 5'5", 5'6", right? So what I'm saying is his arms are too shorter. And I'm trying to say, right, he's coming off an injury in his shoulder. You know what I mean? He's a guy who uses his timing. Right now, if Ryan Garcia was to roll up and he come with that mad confidence, Loma gonna hit the deck, bro. He gonna bite the dust. Because listen, the reason why I say that, YG, because Teofimo, right? Teofimo, again, boxing's a young man game, right? Teofimo was 23. Ryan Garcia is 22. This is a young man sport, right? Mike Tyson won the heavyweight championship at 20. When these guys are they're young and they're fit and they don't get tired. These are a problem. The old guys like to old man them, so they like to fight at a certain pace. Like Lomachenko be fighting guys and he's having his way at the low weight classes. Now we're talking about a lightweight, bro. Where Ryan Garcia is probably going to be a welterweight. I'm telling you, bro. I favor him very strongly. I mean, we probably disagree, but that's the way I see it.
No. I've always young fight. I definitely respect young fight doctors' opinion and your views on but I just think that just overlooking you taking out with Lopez was able to accomplish, but Lopez has been getting knockdowns and knockouts with both hands. So it just wasn't. This is why I'm saying with the foot movement, basically, when you just he just got to look out for Ryan's left hook, and then once he take that away, you can just go to the body and just keep circling. When he was in there with Lopez, and why I picked Lopez, because I already knew Lopez was going to go to the body, and he's punching heavy with both hands. He just wasn't going in there left hook hunting. Like that's what Ryan basically. And when you fight a guy like Lomachenko, you could be looking for that punch all night and not land it.
Yeah, that's
y'all kind of forgetting how good this man defense is.
Used to be. That's how it used to be. Go ahead, fight.
Yeah, but you have to consider that at this point, Lomachenko is an old one-handed fighter.
Yeah.
Okay. Left hand is probably at this point non-existent.
Well, because he had the surgery on the left arm.
Yeah.
Because he had the surgery on the left shoulder.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but this is not the first time he's had an injury to his arm or shoulder or what have you.
Yeah, the second time.
Now I don't know if it's the same arm or what, but the miles are starting to. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's breaking down.
But the miles are starting to add up.
Yeah.
And listen, you might want to look. Say what you will about Ryan Garcia's what we saw last night. Did we see chinks in his armor? Yeah, we did. Did we see Luke Campbell take advantage of some of those chinks? Yeah, we did. All right. But at the same time, Luke Campbell himself looks like a welterweight. I mean, he's 5'9". He's just as big as Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia, by the time his career is over, he's going to be a welterweight. He's going to be a 47-pounder. He looks like a 47-pounder. He and Campbell both look like 47-pounders. Mm-hmm. Lomachenko doesn't look like a 47-pounder. Lomachenko looks like a featherweight fighting at lightweight. An old featherweight fighting against young lions at lightweight who are coming to the fight as welterweights. And this guy is coming off injuries, layoffs, and a loss. So, yeah, and listen, I would be surprised if Lomachenko comes back at lightweight. I'm thinking he's probably going to come back at 130.
Yeah, that was one of my other predictions.
He's still a lot of weights, right? He's still getting his ass whipped because guys, again, the Michelle fight and them dudes down there, they still going wherever he goes. Wherever he goes, he getting his ass. But the thing is,
I think he could beat Jamal Herron.
Jamal Herron gonna beat Jamal Herron, but he's pride is still hurting now. My man says, Shaw Meyer said Oscar would never roll the dice, on the fight. Well, Oscar's rolled the dice when it was a good roll of the dice against Luke Campbell, and he nearly cost Oscar, right? Because their number one guy was about to get finished. That's why they were so happy when Ryan Garcia jumped with his legs open like some chick and gobbled up one of the dudes, yeah. But what I'm saying is this, yeah. Ryan Garcia right now is where he is that you've put yourself up there right now, and your fan base and everyone else, they want to see you could fight. So I mentioned names of fights. Now you're probably right, that fight's never going to happen. But for me, timing is everything in boxing, and the right time is that someone's going to knock off that old Lomachenko. And you know what I mean, because he did the same to Nicholas Waters, who was off for a year. He dragged up. You know what I mean, we're not really him. He's people made what's his name again?
Guillermo Rigondeaux.
Made him come up a weight, right?
Come up 2 weight classes.
Yeah, the Guy Russell Jr. fight, fair play. You beat him. You know what I mean, but when it was time for you to cement yourself against a young lion in the division and make time for a guy who was younger than you, it wasn't happening, bro. The Latino guy put the hands on you. And shout out to YG who called that fight, put hands on you. But now these guys here are young and they're hungry. And if you want to get back in the picture, Lomachenko, the Ryan Garcia fight, if De La Hoya was to make that fight, would be a super fight and a big money fight because what Lomachenko's done. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to go with a youngster, bro. To tap that ass again. You know what I mean?
But listen, realistically, can that fight even happen?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think the politics allows for that fight to happen. I mean, so Top Rank is contractually obligated to fight on ESPN. Golden Boy is obligated to fight on DAZN. So how does that work?
Because Lomachenko already fought on DAZN when he fought Luke Campbell. That fight was on DAZN. That wasn't on ESPN.
Yeah, so what? The thing he doesn't care. All old Borough cares about his money, right?
Yeah, the only time that the ESPN and the what you call it doesn't work is when it's time for Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence to fight. That's the only time the crossover and the cross the street thing don't work. Every other fight that like it goes through. That's the only time that doesn't work.
All Bob Aaron cares about is bringing that money. All Borough cares about is money, right?
Yeah, the only time.
Because all he cares about is bringing that money, and that's all that old Bob cares about, bringing that money down in there. You know what I mean?
And at this point, why would you Harvard Lomachenko anyway? You might as well send him like
he roasted him out. Just send him out to party because you weren't making Bob wouldn't make no money from him. But all Bob cares about, he wasn't making no money from him anyway. Anyhow, so you send him out there, man. You know what I mean?
To get him back in title contentions.
Yes, get him out there. So, anyways, man. Hey, Factor, any other news you want to bring up?
I mean, there's still that whole Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder drama that's dragging on. You know,
drag it. Go ahead. I'm dragging. Go ahead. Burn on it.
So I heard something about Shelly Finkel is supposedly still negotiating or in talks with Top Rank about making the Wilder Fury rubber match. And supposedly, if Fury tries to fight someone other than Wilder next, then Team Wilder will take legal action.
Yeah, so they should. Litigation, they should sue his ass because he won't get that work by Wilder. I'll tell you that. You ain't gonna get away with that. I mean, they should sue his ass because I want to see the third fight and Fury out there lying and the ass whooping is gonna come to Fury. Tell you that for now.
But we know how that's gonna go. They gotta pay him. He gotta take the step aside. Like, come on, like let's not be foolish now. There's always been step aside money in boxing.
Who step aside? What Wilder?
Wilder gotta step aside.
Why Wilder gonna do anything? He was a champion. Why he gonna step aside? He ain't never gonna take no money. Ain't no Wilder ain't never gonna do that, bro.
I mean, people, EJ, does not put that past what you call past any these guys because all these guys do is fight for the money. And if they put a decent amount of chunk of change on the table, he'll take that step aside money.
No, he ain't. No. Why do we?
Because I don't no real boxer twerks and stuff on videos and do stupid shit like that.
Hey,
we got videos of him doing it.
Okay, so before we go anywhere, Wilder is a Fury fan, so that's why you're on that joint. Let's let everyone know that.
You say why? You meant to say YG?
Sorry, YG is a Fury fan. Before we know, so let we know where we know where we stand, where YG's at when he's coming out with them statements. He on the hater rate. So listen to this, YG, right? Why he was the champion. He gave this guy a voluntary, right? And he gave him voluntary, and this guy wants his chance to get his belt back. It was a draw. And now the rematch clause is in, and Fury has to give him back. Why? See, when Wilder had a draw with him, right? Wilder didn't have to fight Fury. He could have carried on to whoever, but he gave Fury a shot again, another shot.
Now he kind of did though.
Yeah, I know.
Because
two shots. Why Fury ain't giving it back? Why Fury ain't giving it back to him?
Because no, because the pandemic and all this stuff happened. But now Fury has an opportunity that Wilder never have. Or he had, but it really wasn't realistically. This realistically talks of getting AJ and Fury together. Now, this is just from my thinking, right? Because you gotta think about this. Now, if you already know you can make the fight with Fury, right? Let Fury go over there and whoop Joshua, let him be undisputed, and then challenge him for the title. Because you're not. Let's be honest. I already see how this is gonna play out. If Wilder would get in the ring with Fury in June or whatever, and he knock him out, all of that talk with AJ and them want to be the undisputed and what you call it, I guarantee that's gonna go out the window and ain't gonna
hold on. YG, let's stop right there. Fury's already said when he beats AJ, he's retiring. So what you talking about? He's retiring. Yeah,
I know, but hold on. No, I hear you, EJ. But
you can't give you again. This is about the chessboard. So be understanding Wilder only was missing a couple of chips. So he wanted to type the Fury thing. And
EJ, let's take this at face value.
You can't give up the chips, right? and bring the belts. Let the 2 English dudes make all the money, and then they gonna throw the belts to the win. And you got to build back your credibility. That's long. Wilder done a long time to build up his credibility, to put himself in a position so he try and get that AJ fight to get that money, right? That $1 million payday that he missing, and now he's on the verge of it, right? And he gonna give it up? Hell no.
Is he really though?
Yeah.
Hold on, EJ. Hold on, EJ. But pay for rematch. One thing we're forgetting about though, we're forgetting about a couple things, right? Now, let's take what he say at face value too, because just before he won the title, he was just kicking how he not fighting in England no more, right? And then as soon as he won the title, then they start talking about him and AJ fighting in England. So let's take that off, because if they put a certain amount of change on the table and to make him do a lot of things that he say he wouldn't do. So that's why I be careful when I say, oh, this guy. The reason why I'm saying that if they would put that in the contract, even though they put the rematch clause in the contract, but I just feel he has a way more easier chance of making the Fury fight with Fury being undisputed than he would fight AJ, because AJ and the whole knockout power is like they're avoiding that.
No more, because you see the way you see what he's doing. And if I don't go and come in the second fight, no more YG. I know what Fury's up to. I met him. He on that ish, right? What he about right now is to get the chips. He's in control of the board. And and now all roads lead to AJ and get that money, and so he can relax. He ain't trying to fight. Why he want to go against Wilder, bro? He know what it is. Wilder then he stretched him out. This time, he went in and done him. That's not the type of guy I want to see again. No way. No one wants to fight no Wilder, no free fight. You don't want to see that guy again. Even if you think you're gonna beat him again, it's still a risk because he can land that punch. So no, sir, I don't think so. Fight, doctor. Get your last word. Go ahead, fight. You just want to bring up.
Well, I mean. So as it stands, Fury is contractually obligated to fight Wilder next. So if that is indeed the case, then Team Fury, they need to stop ducking and dodging or swindling or trying to snake their way out of the rubber match, and just go ahead and face the music and make sure that the gloves are legal and fight the third fight and get it over and done with. Either that or offer the man step aside money, a deal so sweet that he can't refuse, one of the two. But I don't understand all this talk from Team Fury about fighting AJ. If you contractually are obligated to fight Wilder, why would you even let those words come out of your mouth? That doesn't make any sense, But
because I thought they said that unifications trump everything.
Unifications don't trump contracts. I can promise you that.
No, but obviously he got to get a slice of the pie. So my whole thing about the reason I feel like they're really messing up, because they're not keeping it at 100. They really don't want to pay Wilder and Fury to fight in the U.S. with no crowd, but they can take the Fury and AJ overseas or back to the UK or even any place over there with a crowd, get gate money, and they're gonna make their money. So that's one of the things that they've been trying to do with the unification, because we already knew that Eddie and them wasn't trying to make that fight with Wilder. They showed us enough. I don't know how many times they gotta show y'all that they don't want that fight. Yo, and Fury, he's been wanting the AJ fight, because when Fury was down on his luck, AJ and them was poking the bear.
Yeah,
let's not act like Fury only got the Wilder fight because AJ didn't want to take it. That's how Fury got back in the picture.
YG, he up on that. Hey, let me give you one more subject in it. So the other day, I think it was on Barbershop channel. They interviewed Javon Hill. I think it was Drew Titan. Fight Doctor. Do you see that? Do you see that interview over there?
I don't watch beauty shop conversations. Okay. Yeah, I don't watch the beauty shop.
Why did you see that?
No, I don't watch that channel either.
All right, cool. Don't worry about
it. So what I heard is that the beauty shop conversations disrespected the who was it that he interviewed? The
Javon Hill, Tyson Fury's trainer.
Tyson Fury's trainer, right? That apparently beauty shop conversations was being disrespectful.
Nah,
which I can totally believe that.
it was Drew Titan was interrogating, and that's the name of the title actually, interrogating Javon Hill about the gloves and stuff like that, and but he Javon Hill, why'd you mute yourself for a second though? Because I hear people, but Javon Hill was basically saying, I don't know what happened in Fury's camp. I was with Wilder, and he goes, I don't know what was happening there, and Drew Titan was trying to say, look, how trying to make a point that that's what happened, the thing, and do you know about it? He goes, no, I didn't. So end of the day, we had to fight, and the father of the commission was there. Everything was above board. Well, I was there, so I don't know what happened in his dressing room. And I don't know. To me, it's hard to prove. I think they got the wrong guy in the dressing room. I think if they really wanted to interrogate, they should have had JD's. That's where I'm at. You know what I mean? Because JD's is the one in the dressing room when the cameras went off in the dressing room to see what was going on. So really, JD should be there to be in the hot seat, not Javon Hill. So that's more or less what the interview was. I thought I'd bring that up. If you ain't see it, go check it out on barbershops, man. But hey, man, Fight Doctor, appreciate it. I'd like to have more topics with you, but I'm draining out, man. YG is not easy. YG's restless, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm drained out. Fight Doctor, appreciate you coming over, Fight Doctor. YG.
Yeah, no problem. If I can get some advance notice, and I can be on more frequently.
Yeah, I would like that as well. I'd like that as well. I'll put the link. What I'll do next fight, I'll just direct you, inbox you straight into your Google. Hey, YG, thanks for coming over, YG. And
yes, man.
Hope you do well with your channel, bro.
Yeah, brother, I appreciate that.
I'm gonna play him out with some 50 Cent music, man, from his new album. Hopefully,
New York.
Nah, man, it's a new track that's came out. It actually came out yesterday, right? So, yo, man,
yeah, that's still New York.
It ain't called New York.
No, 50 Cent's from New York. That's why I'm saying New York.
Okay, where you from? He from Queens, isn't
he? Yeah.
Southside
in the building.
All right, man. I'm gonna play that the trick. You guys listen in for the track though. I'm gonna cut out, man. Nice one. Thanks for being over. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah. I'm a hustler, baby.